The new stinger. Hi, everybody. It is Wednesday, May 11th. It is. Welcome to the Phantoma Dreams podcast. Joining me is Rectwizard, who, if you don't know who he is, well, we're about to figure it out. All right, Rect, do the thing. Introduce yourself. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself. You know, the drill.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rectwizard, and I'm your fantasy game boyfriend. No. No, hi, everyone. I am Rectwizard. I am a entertainer and attempting at being a content creator over on YouTube. I also stream here on Twitch. I've been on the platform for close to 2 years. My main focus is fantasy games, RPGs, action RPGs, retro games, and I do a little bit of podcasting myself. But yeah, that's me in a nutshell. So if you like games like Skyrim or Final Fantasy or Dragon Age, or even the retro titles, any Super Mario, Donkey Kong, that kind of fun stuff, then, you know, that's me in a nutshell.
And Wind Waker. Don't forget Wind Waker.
Never Wind Waker. We don't talk about Wind Waker.
Well, all right. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, but we're not going to start a war with chat right now. Eventually, because we'll get there.
Not yet.
But, all right, so, why Twitch?
Whoa, coming in with a heavy question. So, for me personally, you know, when the pandemic hit in 2020, you know, I work in construction, so all of the job sites were, like, currently shut down, you know, and I was at home for, like, 3 months until OSHA had figured out how they were going to have job sites open during a pandemic. And, you know, I was hanging out a lot, you know, at home. My baby wasn't born yet. My wife was at work and I was just at home. And basically what happened was I found myself watching a lot of like YouTube videos that were just coming up in my algorithm of like Harris Heller, Devin Nash, a bunch of other ones as well that I don't remember off the top of my head. And I was like, you know, I think I could do this, and I'm going to give it a shot. And honestly, I had been on Twitch before. I used to stream back. I started in 2013, and I streamed till about 2015. So I was already familiar with like OBS and streaming to an extent. Obviously, watching the Harris Heller videos and YouTube videos like that, I was able to pick up that the style of Twitch has definitely changed, where back in the day we used to have the big bulky overlays that covered half the screen, and, you know, it was just obnoxious. And, you know, I figured I would give it a shot because, you know, I was lonely, as a lot of people were, you know, during the pandemic, being stuck at home, away from your friends, away from your family, your jobs, everything. So I picked Twitch because it was something that I could do that I was already comfortable with, because I had been doing it before, and I was, you know, I was a viewer on Twitch up until that point as well. I would watch certain streamers. So yeah, that's kind of why I did it, because it was something that was familiar to me and something that helped pass by the time as well.
That sounds like a familiar story. I've heard that a lot from other people who have been on recently. Thank you, Up, for the follow. I guess. Took you so long. No. Yeah, that's what I'm... Yeah, Twitch does that sometimes where it decides to just unfollow people from other people. It's really ridiculous. I've had it happen a couple of times to myself, so... But it doesn't mean I can't tease you about it.
You know,
well, see... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you know how many times I've, like, built relationships with people off of Twitch, and then I go to their Twitch when they're live thinking I'm already following them, and I realize, oh my god, how are you not fucking following this person? And like, you're like embarrassed, so you quietly slip out, and you're like, I'll follow them when they're offline so I don't look like a douchebag on their stream.
Yep.
I've done that so many times.
Yes, exactly. And like, this leads back into the thing. It's like, that's why I asked about why Twitch, because, you know, I started on Twitch years ago. I did some stuff, and then I was doing stuff on Forge, which was a program/streaming site experimental thing, and then I ended up starting on Mixer. But, you know,
that's so weird to hear you say that you were a Mixer streamer. That was such a short-lived platform, dude. Like,
It
uh,
it really was. And
yeah,
some of my friends, we all started on Mixer, and well, we started on Twitch, and then we moved over to Mixer because Mixer sounded more interesting. And then, the apocalypse happened. Mixer ended just as a lot of us were starting to gain some ground, and we had to start all over again on Twitch. And that's why here we are. And in that intervening time, I actually attempted streaming on Facebook and YouTube around the same time to see which one felt the most comfortable to me. Streaming Bing, yes. Ask Jeeves. And Twitch won out because Twitch was easiest to stream on. Out of the three, it was easiest to just set up and go on Twitch. Facebook was a nightmare. YouTube is a half a headache. It's gotten a little better, but we'll get to that. But Twitch was just easier. And when you don't know what you're doing, and you're just coming in, and you find out about the affiliate contract, and it all sounds attractive, it sounded achievable.
right.
And more and more people are achieving affiliate now, although there are plenty who still haven't. Oh, no worries, Hito. And it's one of those things where that's why I ask people a lot of times about why Twitch, to see, if the answer is more of the same, and it usually is. It's because it was there, I had the opportunity, I took it.
Right.
So now, 2 years later, or almost 2 years, whichever, I think it's been 2 years for you of pandemic time.
Yeah, it'll be 2 years for me in June.
Okay,
So
same with me.
A month away. We're about there.
Yeah, so almost 2 years. Now, why Twitch?
Now why?
Well, why do you stay with Twitch? Now, with everything that has happened, especially in the last few months, well, the last year with all the bad publicity that Twitch has had, and the stupid things that have happened, why Twitch now?
Well, I'm gonna start doing YouTube more frequently. I've come up with an idea of what to kind of start with and kind of get my feet wet. But one of the reasons why I stay on Twitch is because I don't think YouTube has that sense of community in the streaming world yet. And that is one of the big things that I love about Twitch. And Twitch just in the streaming space just does things better. There are things that they could improve on 100%. Systems that I feel like they could implement. But honestly, I know YouTube is adding the rating system and gifted subs, which over there is gifted memberships. Everything's kind of like in a beta phase, which is fine, which is why I want to start working on things for YouTube, because I do eventually plan to stream over there. I've thought multiple times about dropping the affiliate contract, but turns out with all this news coming from Twitch about dropping exclusivity, I might not need to. And if I don't need to, then I'm going to multi-stream, probably even to Facebook. I mean, fuck it, all three at the same time. Why not? I mean, who cares? What's the worst that's going to happen? I don't get famous. It's already happening, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Devin Nash said in that video that you posted in the Discord, like, when you're a small creator and you're trying to build a brand and you're just starting out, why wouldn't you want your face on more platforms? Why wouldn't you want your brand on more places? Why would you sign an exclusivity contract with a platform that truly doesn't give a fuck about you? And it makes sense. And I'm kind of waiting to see what the summer has to hold for Twitch, because they're talking about doing the 20% cut for partners, ending exclusivity. If they end exclusivity, I don't know how much longer Twitch will be around. I'm not saying it's going to be, by the end of the summer, but I see a lot of people leaving the platform because of that, or multi-streaming. I mean, if you're going to take 20% from a large creator, someone like Asmongold or Nick Merckx, 20% is a lot of fucking money. But if they no longer have exclusivity, well, then Nick Merckx can just multi-stream to Twitch and YouTube at the same time, and actually probably make more money doing that than if he had kept the 20% with Twitch. So for me, I'm just kind of waiting. Because if he can be a partner on YouTube and stream on YouTube and get gifted memberships or just memberships or super chats, and he can be over on Twitch at the same time getting subs and bits, he'll make that 20% back and then some. Because all of those big creators have multiple YouTube channels. Some are just for VOD, some are edited videos, but those have millions and millions of subscribers as well. So if they go live on those kinds of platforms like Dr. Disrespect did, they'll make more than 20% that they're going to lose. It really hurts the medium and small creators more than anything that don't have that presence on YouTube, to be honest. But yeah, that's why I stick around, because I'm waiting to see what happens. I mean, you know, who knows? They might drop affiliates to 30%, a 30-70, and a partner of 50-50. Because, like, what is, like you said before, what is the point in even trying to get partner? Right?
Well, yeah, exactly. And when the two other platforms, which, while they don't have the live experience, you still have the 70-30 split on YouTube, and you have the 70-30 split on Facebook. And those are 70-30 splits, not the convoluted shenanigans that Twitch does. But, I mean, you're right, Up. Most successful YouTubers generally stream on Twitch. But the question will become, will YouTube add more community features and reach parity with Twitch? A lot of people don't think so. I'm not sure that they can. Like, I'm not sure they can change the culture enough on YouTube to make it that viable, but we'll see. Gifted memberships just went into beta today on gifted memberships on YouTube, but that's for select channels, and it's a convoluted system that doesn't really make sense to me. So that's kind of weird. And right now, live redirects, like you said, Danny, are completely broken. Well, not broken, but they're garbage, because YouTube is trying to solve problems it doesn't have. So, you know, but the thing is, like, if Twitch keeps taking money and forcing ads on people and having a crap ad experience, Twitch may end up killing itself, and there may not be a better option anyway. Or unless Tencent really drops more money into Trovo and it suddenly takes off, but what's the likelihood of that?
Yeah, I don't know. And Majin's right. Live redirect it just sounds horrible.
Yeah, it's a horrible title and it's a horrible system.
It really is.
And right now, the way they have gifted members set up, it's not any better either, since it's an opt-in rather than an opt-out, which makes no sense. I mean,
right.
I conceivably, like, Twitch does have an opt-out system where you can opt out receiving gifted subs from channels you don't follow. So that is a thing that Twitch does. The way YouTube's doing it is you have to opt in to accept gifted memberships from channels you subscribe, and you have to do it for each channel. So you can't just blanket opt in. It's per channel too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that's stupid because, like you said the other night when we were talking about it, you know, most normal or like everyday just viewers on YouTube, they're not going to know to opt in, right? Like they're not going to pay attention to that, and or even some streamers might not get the hang of it. I feel like because it's in the beta process that things will get fleshed out and it'll get better over time. I just appreciate the fact that they're listening and they're actually trying to implement these things and work out the bugs. They're all still in beta. Only time will tell. You know, give it a few months or even a year, and I think that they'll have a pretty good system going. My biggest complaint with YouTube, personally, is that I like when I go to Twitch, I can type in. I play a lot of retro games, so I'll type in a title of a retro game, and there will be a channel for that retro game. Now, are there always people streaming in it? No, because some games are really old, and you know. But it's easy to go and find a game and see who's live for it. YouTube, the UI, the way it looks and is set up I almost feel like live streaming is so mixed in with everything else that it gets lost in translation. Like I feel like they need to make it more like prevalent, more like it stands out more, so I know, hey, this is the live stream section. And I feel like like for example, when I go on I watch a lot of I would watch Twitch and stuff on my Xbox Series X because I like watching you guys on my 75-inch TV. When I go to YouTube and I look up the live section, it only says top broadcasted games, and it's like 10 games. but that's it. And I know that that's like just the UI for a console, but there's no button to click more games to look up what other games people might be streaming. It's literally, here's the top 10, which we all know what those are most of the time, right? You're going to watch someone playing Fortnite or whatever. And I want to look at what other stuff people are streaming on YouTube. And I just think that there's no clear direction right now. And I think they need to work on that more than anything. I think it needs to stand out more for sure.
Yeah. And to reply to your statement up, when I talk about Twitch dying over time, I don't mean the platform going anywhere. I mean the creators themselves. If they keep losing money and Twitch keeps making it like economically unviable for even but not so much partners, but if they remove the goals, because the goal to get partner was always about, you know, getting some of that 70-30 split. That was one of the bigger parts of getting partner. Which they've already basically stopped giving that out anyway. So it's already a dead thing. New partners aren't getting the 70-30 split. Yeah. They're not offering it anymore. But if they roll back those things even further to like a 30-70 split for affiliates, and affiliates only get 20% of the money, because let's be honest, we don't get the 50% that we're supposed to now. We only get like a 40% or 35% depending on taxes and where you are and fees and all that bullshit. So even saying it's 50-50 split is false advertising, really. If they keep making it unviable for creators to make revenue on the platform, more of them are going to leave. Now, there's always going to be people to stay, and as one big one leaves... Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. What people are saying now about Amazon is mostly that it's looking at Twitch and asking why is Twitch not making money and trying to get Twitch to make money, and that's why they're pushing ads so hard. But that's a whole other mess. Ads could work on Twitch if they're implemented properly. The problem is, Twitch doesn't know how to implement anything properly the first 15 times. And when they do get something right, they take it away about 3 months later anyway. Because they're working on a new discovery system.
The thing okay. So let's be real. Most average everyday internet users do not know what the fuck Twitch is.
Yeah.
They just don't, unless you're part of the space or you enjoy watching live video games. Like, you ask anybody on the street, do you know what YouTube is? And they go, yeah, of course I know what YouTube is. When I've told people, hey, I'm a live streamer over on Twitch, what is Twitch? Oh, yeah. Well, it's, you know, and they go, is it like YouTube? And I'm like, well, yeah, but everything's live. And they go, oh, okay, I get you. I go, don't they do that on YouTube? And I go, yeah, they do. So why don't you make YouTube videos? And then you have to get into the whole rabbit hole of explaining, like, Twitch is bigger for the streaming world right now and whatever. But anyway, YouTube has so many more people on it than Twitch. It's not even comparable. TikTok has more people than Twitch. It's not even comparable. If I was going to be a streamer, I almost feel like those would be the two platforms to be on over Twitch. But I think we've all just been here for so long and we're so accustomed to doing Twitch that it's like, I'm not going to lie. Part of me's scared. Part of me's scared to like uproot everything, drop Twitch and move on over to YouTube. Because it'd be starting completely over. It really would be. But fuck it, right? Like, I've made my friends here. I love all you guys. I care about you guys. And you guys will come support me anyway, just because we're friends. So what do I really have to lose by sticking around on Twitch? YouTube, the ad revenue's better. You have the opportunity of gifted memberships, or super chats, more of vastly larger audience, with any type of content you could ever want to consume or create. And TikTok is also something like that as well. Twitch, I think, Amazon hasn't turned a profit on Twitch since they bought them. And now they're doing these little schemy things of like, well, we're going to take 20%, because I think what they're going to do is they're going to squeeze every last penny out of people they can before they dump the company. I really do. I don't think Amazon plans on keeping them in the long term if things don't turn around. And at the rate they're going, they're not going to turn around.
Yeah, well, change comes down from the top, and that's part of the problem is that, you know, Emmett Shear's been kind of sitting on the top of Twitch for years now, and he's a strange fella. Let's be honest.
Which person?
Emmett Shear. He was one of the founders and an engineer originally, and he's currently CEO of Twitch. Yeah. So, and I've seen his Twitter. It's a weird place.
Dude, okay, so like I watched that video that you posted with Ludwig and the like president of YouTube,
CEO of YouTube, yeah,
or CEO of YouTube,
yeah.
Dude, okay, so kind of same story with Emmett Shear. She started back when Google was first being created in the late 90s. Yeah. And you look at someone like Emmett Shear and then you look at her, she seems pretty awesome, man. Like, that interview is definitely worth watching. Like, she seems super down to earth, super chill, and understands what people want and is willing to listen to what the community wants and needs. And YouTube has made mistakes before, and they've listened and they've reversed things or changed certain things for people. So I have more hope with YouTube than I do with Twitch. Like I said, I'm literally just hopping into YouTube for the very first time. Like, I hadn't made a YouTube video since when the first month I started streaming. July of 2020 was my last YouTube video, and the reason being is it was so fucking awful and it was so cringe and it was edited so badly that when I watch it, I leave it up, but when I watch it, I'm like, oh, you don't belong on this platform, bro. When you look at guys like Harris Heller videos that are so fucking nice and you look at this garbage, nobody's gonna watch this shit. And I kind of just stepped away from YouTube, and I was like, well, Twitch is easier because I can just hit the go live button and just like fucking do a song and dance and fucking act like a fool on the fucking camera, and it's fine. With YouTube, nobody likes editing, man. Nobody likes that shit. It's boring. It takes hours. You film the video, or you brainstorm, you come up with the concept, you make the content, then you edit the content. You spend hours and hours and hours of hard work and dedication, and you're like, this is a good video, and then you upload it and you get 0 views on it.
Yeah.
Like that's what happens, man. It's very discouraging.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, Twitch is kind of the same way. And you're right. It, like, over here in Canada and the US, YouTube is talked about more than anything else. Like, even like my in-laws, my father-in-law, he fucking uses YouTube for everything. Like, if he doesn't know how to do something, he automatically just goes to YouTube and watches some other old guy take apart something, and he'll sit there and he'll do it. Right?
I learned how to tie a tie on YouTube.
Well, exactly. So, you know, it's one of those things. But the other thing culturally, when it comes to the West, is that we love shitting on things. We love talking trash about other things. We love hating on Twitch, even though we're all streaming on Twitch. And we love hating on YouTube because we're trying to get successful on YouTube or get some growth on YouTube, and we're not. So, of course, we're going to complain about it the entire fucking time. Like, I love Twitch. I love a lot of the people on Twitch. It's just a lot of the decisions that Twitch has been making really fucking confuses me. Yeah, fuck Phasmo. Exactly, Danny.
That's why you were playing it, bro. You love it, Danny. And you got lucky that you went to bed early that night, because like 5 minutes later, Majin jumps in, and I'm like, well, I couldn't get Ange, so I'm gonna get you.
Yep.
And it was fun. It was fun.
Danny's a good replacement for me.
It was funny watching
he can be my stunt dick. When it comes to Phasmo, he can be my stunt dick for that porno. So.
Oh shit.
But yeah, like the thing that I've noticed is that it seems to be easier to get people who watch you on YouTube to come over to Twitch than it is to get Twitch people over to YouTube. I have noticed that. And
Right.
it's nigh impossible to get people from TikTok to go anywhere else.
But dude, the weird fucking thing, and I've talked to Northwolf about this too, the fucking dynamic of the way people are on Twitch is so different than YouTube. Like when I upload a YouTube short, right? Or when I think about making YouTube videos, I don't think about like other people coming in like for that support or that shitting on everybody kind of thing. Like I feel like there's a different dynamic on Twitch where creators are literally just out for themselves and everybody is in competition with each other, and everybody's so vocal about it, and the
Yeah.
fake positivity and the toxicity. Bro, over on YouTube, I'm just going to upload my video. Yeah, I might get shitty comments and a couple dislikes, but other than that, I don't have like these, you don't have like the, as far as I know, you don't have like these weird YouTube Discord communities where people are shitting on each other and, oh, you're stealing my viewers or you're doing this. Like, it's so weird to me. Like, yes, there's YouTube beef. I love watching the beef between two creators that I really like because they're big as fuck and they go at each other's throats. It's great. Like, you know, one of my favorite creators, you know, Pat the NES Punk, getting into it with Rich from Review Tech. Like, I like both of these guys. I've met Pat. And then watching these two colossal YouTube channels just fucking go at each other's throats over Diablo Immortal. This obviously was years ago, but I love that kind of shit. But on Twitch, man, there's things that are very pyramid schemy and it's very weird. And the parasocial relationships are kind of very out there and in the open, more so on, because like, unless you're streaming live on YouTube, like you don't have like direct like personal conversations with these people unless you have like a Discord, but on Twitch you do. It's weird. It's totally different. And I feel like on YouTube you could just fucking make your videos, throw them up there and let it ride. On Twitch, I don't feel like it's the same, man. I feel like there's more pressure on Twitch to get like the partnership and stuff. On YouTube, I just don't feel that pressure. I upload a YouTube short, it gets 800 views. I'm like, fuck yeah, bitching, you know? But with Twitch, I'm constantly stressing all the fucking time. Just like, oh my God, people might not like my shit, or people coming in, or or like, you got to watch out, like who's like really trying to be your friend and be a part of your, I hate this fucking word, but community. I hate the word community and I hate the word networking ever since I got on Twitch.
Yeah.
Because it's just, they're not, it sounds so Jim Jones, like drink the Kool-Aid, cultish, weird thing. And people who are saying they're networking just by like, hey, I'll follow you, you follow me back, and I'll watch you if you watch me. That's not networking. That's just fucking being lazy and schemy. So, yeah, I'm excited, dude. I'm excited for YouTube. I really am. I think I'm just about as excited for like the things YouTube is doing and the future of YouTube. Kind of like how I've been loving Xbox and like how Phil Spencer's been running the show over there. Twitch has just been kind of a shit show, being honest.
Well, you're right. And one of the things with Twitch over YouTube is that everything on Twitch is live.
Yes.
Right? So you have that live connection. You're interacting with chat all the time. On YouTube, you don't really do that. Unless you're streaming, you don't really, like, creators don't sit there after they upload a video with that video open waiting to respond to comments.
No.
I mean, some do, sure. But you're not going to see big creators just sitting there, wasting their time, sitting there for 4 hours, responding to every single comment and trying to build that kind of connection.
I know YouTubers that are huge as fuck that say, I don't even read the comments.
Yeah.
I don't even read them. Because, yeah, you're going to get good ones, right? You're going to get people that love what you're doing, and that's cool. But, like, I hear advice all the time from big creators. They're just like, don't fucking read your comments, dude. Because it takes you down this rabbit hole of just, like, it eats at you, man. Like, some people on YouTube can write some of the most cold-hearted shit you've ever read. and they don't even know you. You
well,
know,
TikTok
like,
is the same way.
Oh,
TikTok
yeah,
is absolutely the same way.
Oh, dude, I posted a fucking TikTok, right? That got over 7,500 views. And it was titled, Sorry, Not Sorry. And my hot take was, PlayStation exclusives would not be as loved if they weren't PlayStation exclusives. Meaning, yeah, they're good games, but the reason why they get so much love is because of the PlayStation fanboys who are like, look, we have God of War and Xbox doesn't. It's like, at this point, who really gives a shit? Right? But like, dude, I got comments on there. People were talking about the skin tag on my eye, right? Like, people were making fun. Like, I've been called the fat Wolverine. That's the greatest one.
Okay, I actually like that one. That one's nice. You could put that on a t-shirt.
Dude, the fat Wolverine. It's my favorite. I fucking love it. It makes me laugh so fucking hard. But like, yeah, people just like, you're not even talking about the substance of the video at that point. You're just literally shitting on all, you know, on the person themselves. And that's just trolls being trolls. And I knew what I was getting into posting shit like that, right? Because people ride hard for their consoles, man. They say the console war is over. It is not. I still get retro motherfuckers still arguing over Genesis and Super Nintendo on the regular. And it's like, bro, that console war ended when the Dreamcast flopped and Sega closed their doors for consoles. Like, you know what I mean? And here's the thing, like, I make jokes with people and I'm like, you know, the old saying is Sega does what Nintendo don't. Yeah, they don't close their hardware department. Like, they still make consoles 30 years later. Like, get the fuck out of here. But yeah.
You're not wrong. And about collabs on game, yeah, we know we know your Game Gear that had batteries for days. We know. The thing with collabs on Twitch, honestly, I'll tell you what it is. It's that collab is a dirty word on Twitch. That's what it is. Whenever somebody says they're going to collab on Twitch, people lump it in with the support for support kids. They just think that you're trying to collaborate with other streamers so that you can suck their dick for their viewers, when that's not the case at all. You just want, like, Rect and I collab all the time. We're playing games on stream. I've been on his podcast a few times because he bribes me, and that's all good.
A few times you were on, like, every single one I've ever done, unless you had a family function. Like, you've never missed a podcast. You were like part of the show. You just came along with it.
All right, I'm a podcast whore. I admit it. But, you know, it's one of those things. I do it because I enjoy it. But that's the thing. On YouTube, the collaborations are legitimate collaborations. They get together. They're not trying to share viewers. They're not in that competitive mindset, because evergreen content watched videos on YouTube are different. People will watch one video on one channel, then they'll go to another channel and watch another video. With streamers, especially ones who are streaming around the same times, they're competing. They think they're competing for viewers because they're both streaming at the same time, but you've been on mine, Danny. You've never asked me to be on yours, so meh. Anyway, you have streamers who are streaming around the same time zone, so they think they're competing with each other for viewers, but they're playing games that are completely different. They've got different viewers, different communities, whatever you want to call it. There's no actual competition there. It's just, that's the way it is. But, you know, depends on which side of Twitch you're on. Well, that's true, Up. I mean, if you get in with the right people and the right groups and subgroups on Twitch, you're going to find good people to collaborate with, and you'll know what you're doing. It's just, when you say it to the normal Twitch streamer about collabs, they use it as a loaded word to say, I want you to be on my thing so that you bring your viewers with you so that I can benefit from it. That's the perception with a lot of people. It's not the reality, because I've had, lots of people on the podcast so far, and, very rarely do their viewers come back, and I don't care, because that's not why I do it. I do it because I want to talk to these fuckers.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, dude, like, if you look at a collaboration on YouTube where two, like, big creators that you love are in the same video together, like, I love it. It makes me so giddy, like a fucking, just like a little schoolgirl, man. Like, watching Linus Tech Tips do a video with like Bitwit or Jay's 2 cents, you know, and it's a Linus video or vice versa. I love it, and that's very smart, right? The fact that they're not scared about competing with each other, the fact that they can make videos together and bring their audiences together only makes them more money in the end. And I wish more people on Twitch thought like that, instead of being like these weirdos who are like safeguarding their communities, like, don't steal my viewers. Like, dude, I would love to collaborate with people. Fuck, I don't even care if you stream at the same time as me. Like, honestly, like, you want to play some games, you want to do a podcast, you want to do whatever, let's bring our communities together and let's share the viewers and grow from there and branch out. That's actually networking to me.
Yeah.
You know, rather than just like, oh, well, I'll sit in your stream for 8 hours if you sit in mine for 8 hours. But the minute you stop doing that, I'm unfollowing you. That's bullshit. It's not real networking.
Absolutely. No, it's not. Networking is building relationships and, you know, providing value to each other's work through either collaborative work, idea sharing, skill sharing, whatever it happens to be, and building relationships. You know, not this weird support circle jerk that people do that I don't get it. Well, I'm glad they do, Danny. I'm sure they do. Yeah, exactly. League has no interest to me whatsoever. I'm so sorry.
I hate that game so much. Go ahead, tell them.
I'd sooner play Call of Duty. Well, exactly. I'd rather punch myself in the dick with a porcupine. It's true. Than play League. I'd rather play fucking Call of Duty. And I've played Call of Duty with you, Danny, so you know.
The best one is when you said, I think we were talking about Skyrim, and you said you would rather stab yourself in the dick with a spoon.
Yep. I would.
Play Skyrim.
Absolutely would.
Oh my god.
There's nothing about Skyrim that interests me.
What about modded Skyrim, like with 2,200 mods where it's a different game? You might like it.
I don't care. There's no, that's just putting lipstick on a pig. I'd fry it up for bacon and call it a day.
Yeah, well, bacon tastes good, so...
Yeah, that's true, but it's empty carbs.
Exactly,
exactly. You understand my pain when it comes to Skyrim or League of Legends. It's like you with Life is Strange. So, here's the thing. With the retro collecting, why'd you start that?
Why did I start collecting?
Yeah.
Ooh. I have a really bad problem with hyperfixation. Like a really bad problem. And when I like something, I don't just like it. I live it and I breathe it. And I spend lots of money and time and research and just geeking out over it. And I love the nostalgia from my childhood. You know, just being able to go out and rebuy my childhood. I love being able to go to a flea market or a yard sale or even online. It's like the thrill of the hunt, right? Because like most of my collectibles, guys, actually like 90% of them, I didn't buy brand new from a store. Like all of this stuff that I have in my room was secondhand, whether it was eBay, yard sales, flea markets, OfferUp, whatever it was, Facebook Marketplace, like going out. And he likes to be broke. Yeah, I do. But it brings me, I've actually calmed down. I haven't had anything new for the collection in a minute. So I've actually calmed down a little bit. But I love collecting the things that I love. Like, you know, I'm actually planning on moving my camera off to the side so you can see that way, because that's where all the shit is. Right now, it looks like I'm staying in my kid's room with all the fucking stuffed animals, right? But like, dude, I love oddities too. That's my big thing. I love strange, weird oddities from video games that are old. Like up there, you can see I have the original 1988 Super Mario Brothers board game, complete. Like I have a Super Mario World telephone from 1990. I like weird shit like that. I like World of Warcraft. I like Bethesda. I like Zelda. I like old consoles. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 retro consoles hooked up to my entertainment system with a library of games for each one of them. Um, I'm starting to get into collecting things that I didn't get a chance to play as a kid, that because I was very close-minded on certain games. There's so many things that drive me, but I love being able to, either on stream or in person. I walk over here and I grab my Rob the Robot, and I could just talk to you about my Rob the Robot, where I got it, the story behind it. My uncle gave me this. This was his when he was a kid, growing up at his parents' house. Like things like that, just being able to pick it up and hold it in my hand and have a piece of gaming history in my room means so much to me. That's where the passion comes from. I have the very first issue of the Nintendo Power magazine. I have a World of Warcraft server blade that millions of people played on and built relationships on, and it's sitting in my bedroom. Like, these things matter so much to me, and that's what drives me to collect, is the thrill of the hunt and finding that next piece of history that I can share with like my friends and my family and talk about. When people walk in this room, they go, holy shit. And they go, what is this? And what is that? And it makes me happy. And that's my biggest hobby, I would say, even over streaming. Like, I love being able to go. I took my wife she hasn't been in years, to a flea market. We made a date day out of it, and we went to 2 flea markets, a retro gaming store, and we had lunch. And like, we had so much fun, and it doesn't have to be expensive to collect it either, right? It could be a $5 PlayStation 1 game, but I love it and it's addicting. So yeah, that's why I started collecting. Like, I started collecting years ago, and it was just figures, action figures. I would leave them in the box. I would not open them. And then I kind of grew out of that. I kind of was just like, I'm kind of over the Star Wars figures, the Spawn figures, the Thundercats figures, things like that. And I started selling those things off to pay for, I started this new collection of all gaming stuff. So yeah, that's kind of where it all started, and it kind of all spiraled from here. But yeah, I love talking about my collection. Anytime anybody wants to know anything, see anything, I will gladly pull that fucker off the shelf, even if I have to like rearrange the shelf when I'm done, because I just love talking about it and sharing it with you guys.
I hadn't noticed.
Yeah, it's something I'm very passionate about, and I get people telling me all the time, like, I'm so lazy that I make my TikToks in the garage, that people are like, dude, why are you not in like your game room and like showing a piece of something, like, and sharing it? You have literally hundreds, if not thousands, of videos you could make with each item in your room. Because I'm lazy.
Well, pull the stick out and start doing it.
Yeah.
Like that.
No, for
that's
sure.
Good YouTube content right there.
No, absolutely.
Right? You can do expanded content on YouTube, or you can do shorts for YouTube and TikTok. Like, we got options, and you can use the shorts to leverage the videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you could do a video on Rob the Robot.
I don't even know how he works. He was just given to me by my uncle. See, the NES was before my generation, right? So like, I'm just getting into NES collecting, and I love how odd the accessories are for the console. Like a Rob the Robot, or the infamous Power Glove. Like,
I missed my Power Glove.
Dude, I look at that and I go, God, this was a terrible idea, but it's so cool. I have to have one, and I bought one. And I'm learning a lot as I go. That's another big thing for me with collecting, is I'm learning. I am getting educated in things that were either before my time or something that I wasn't necessarily into. But yeah, I love it, man. It's something that I'm very, very passionate about. So I could definitely do series of things. I have a whole Bethesda shelf I could talk about. I have World of Warcraft. I have every home console cartridge Zelda game complete in box. It's just stuff like that that I've thought about numerous times getting a chance to do. But yeah, I would say the number one question I always get about my collection um, is which item is either your favorite or which item is the most expensive.
Right.
And the favorite one is hard. I struggle to answer that, but I mean, as far as like most expensive, maybe the WoW server blade, the Lich King, handmade beer stein goes for a lot of money. My complete in box Zelda collection, even Rob the Robot is like $500, you know. But again, I didn't pay that for these things. I got them secondhand. So that's like part of the thrill of the hunt for me. Or he could turn the garage into a room and I'll take the room over. That's not happening. I would sooner give up our formal dining room to you before I'd give up my office.
Lol.
Like, we don't even have to have family dinners anymore. We could just get rid of the dining table. We'll eat on TV trays, and then you can have that whole room to do your arts and crafts anytime you want. When we got married and we bought a house, I told my wife, I said, look, you get the whole house. Decorate it however you want. I get one room. This is it. This is my zen area. And I go in the garage too, because, with the smoking and stuff, like my wife don't really go out there, but this is my one room. Our fucking bedroom is Harry Potter, for fuck's sake. And I didn't say a word. You want to fucking put Harry Potter and wands and shit all over the wall? You do that. But when you walk in here, it's my space. This is what I get. So no, you can't have my room. I'm too much? No. I'm passionate. I'm passionate.
So, well, all right. I'm gonna touch on the one thing. I'll try to come up with a unique question then regarding your collection. What is the one piece that has the most interesting story behind how you got it?
Ooh. Oh man, I got a couple. How much time you got? No. So okay, I'll start with my PlayStation 3. So I had a habit when I was younger on selling things, consoles and video games, to buy the new thing, trading it in.
We all did.
Right? That's why collecting is why things are worth money, because nobody kept their old shit, And when I got the PS3 for Christmas, I still have my original Xbox 360 and my original PS3. And I had sold my PlayStation 3 to my friend Melanie. You guys know her as Yutsu, because I didn't use it. Because this was already at a point where, like I hadn't used it in a long time, and she didn't have a Sony console, so I was like, here, I'll sell it to you. I think I sold it to her for like a friend deal, man. It was like $50 or something. And years and years later, I started getting into the retro collecting, and I asked her, I said, hey, do you still have my original PlayStation 3 that I sold you like years ago? And she goes, yeah, I haven't touched that thing in forever. It sits up in my closet. Do you want it back? And I go, fuck yeah. And she gave it back, and my original profile and all of my trophies and everything was still on it, including the old digital games that I had bought on it. So that was kind of cool to get that back after years. Another one, I bought a bunch of these World of Warcraft beer steins. I had seen a listing for them on like OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace, one of the two. And I was really into collecting Blizzard stuff at the time. And I was like, wow, these beer steins are really dope. There's 5 of them. And she only wanted $25 for all 5. And I didn't know what they were. I didn't know what they were worth. I'd never seen World of Warcraft beer steins before, but they were in like mint condition. There was no paint chips. There's nothing broken. I said, fuck it, $25, I'm in. So picked them up. And then I look on the bot. I get home and I'm like, I'm going to start researching these things. And I flip them over and I'm looking at them. I realize one of them is numbered. And upon further research, I realized that each one of those beer steins is worth anywhere from $250 to $800 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
And I got all of them for $25. One of them was a duplicate, or one of them was a double. So I sold it and made $250 on it because I had 2 of them. So now I have 4 beer steins, but I took that $250 and I bought something else with the collection, for the collection. So
Yeah.
that was a really awesome score that was dope. And then lastly, I'll say the World of Warcraft server blade was really big for me because those were very limited. They did it for the 15-year World of Warcraft anniversary, and a limited number were sold, obviously, because they only have so many server blades. But when Blizzard was transitioning to new data servers and replacing all the tech and the hardware, they thought for charity that they would box these things up, put them in a fancy like acrylic box with like the 15th anniversary logo on it, and sell them off for charity. And obviously I didn't get one. But then my buddy Small Time had seen online, he knew how bad I wanted one, but they were really expensive. Well, he had found a guy that lives about an hour away from us who was selling one on like OfferUp for like $250.
Mm-hmm.
And he surprised me. He went and he bought it for me as a gift and showed up at my house with this server blade. And now the thing is worth well over $1,000. And that wasn't even that long ago, maybe 2 years tops. I've had this thing. So yeah, that's probably one of my favorite that was a really, really nice gift. Also receiving all the Nintendo stuff from my uncle, the Rob the Robot, the first, Nintendo Power magazine in like mint condition, all the complete in box NES games like Mike Tyson's Punch Out, like they were all his from his childhood, and he handed them down to me. So those are the types of things that I like about my collection, and the stories behind some of the things that I've gotten over the years.
But that's the thing. Like every piece, or most pieces, a lot of them either have a story attached to how you got them, or a story attached to why you have them.
Yep.
And those stories are what make collections interesting.
Yeah, I can tell you, I have a lot of stuff in here, but I could literally pick up anything and tell you exactly where I got it and how much I paid for it.
That's what makes it interesting, and why we keep pressing you to make content out of it, because that kind of story is what is the real content. Not just the item itself, but the story of how you acquired it, or why you like it. All those things, those personal connections, that's what people really get into. And that's sort of one of the things about streaming is, everybody talks, you have these pro gamers who are absurdly, stupidly good at the games. But for a lot of us schmucks who are just trying to do the things, it's more about our connections with the games we play, especially retro games. That is what is what is interesting about the space.
Right.
Because it's
absolutely.
especially with retro games and the games that we all grew up with, it's those, like I can think of key moments in my life at different points over almost 44 years now. Oh my God. I can remember the games I was playing at those times. Because games were such an integral part of my life growing up. When I was a little kid and my mom was at work, I used to stand there for a few hours on a milk crate playing pinball machines in the bar that she was bartending in when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Right? Like, now, mind you, that was a long time ago and the world was a much different place then. But, it's those things.
Oh, I used to do that too, dude. My mom, that's how she met my stepdad. My stepdad and mom have been together since I was 4 years old, so he's my dad. And my stepdad's family owned 2 bars, a resort up at a lake, and then they owned a bar in the city. And my mom was a bartender there, and that's how she met my dad. And I used to go to the bar when I was a little kid, and they'd let me play the little countertop poker games, or the old school games, or play a game of darts, or pool, on on the slow days, when the cops, you weren't worried about cops coming in and seeing a 6-year-old in the bar.
Yeah.
But, my first console ever was Super Nintendo and a Genesis. I was an only child, so I was spoiled. I was like literally the only child in the family. My mom was the only one who had kids at that point, and we had a pretty good sized family. So like I remember getting a Super Nintendo and a Genesis the same Christmas, and it's just those memories of like rebuying my childhood. Like, oh my god, I remember this game. And a big thing for me now too, dude, that I didn't even mention was that my daughter, all of this in here, and my wife will talk shit because I always say this, but she goes, yeah, sure, I'll believe it when I see it. But all of this stuff in here is for her. And I'm not joking, like I'm dead serious. Like all of this stuff will go to her. And these are the items that I will literally be able to build memories with her doing. Like, I still have all my old VHS tapes, all my Disney movies and, cartoons and stuff that I grew up watching. And I bought her a freaking Disney Princess CRT TV for her bedroom. I didn't get her like a little flat screen. I got her a CRT with a VCR, and it's a princess one, and it matches her room. And I put in my old Beauty and the Beast VHS tape the other day, and we watched it. And like, I want her to be able to come in here and be like, I want to hang out with you, Dad. And I go, okay, well, you got 13 consoles to pick from. Which one are we playing? And she goes, I want to play Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo. I'm like, you got it. Or I want to play, fucking Super Mario 64 or Crazy Taxi on the Dreamcast. And these are things that I can share with her from my childhood and things that I grew up with and that she can grow up with too. I'm waiting for the day when on her CRT TV when I hook up her first retro console in her room, and it'll be her first game console. And that's another thing that drives me to collect, because I can't wait till she's old enough to understand. Because she comes in the room now, she's almost 2, and she walks around and she grabs all the stuff that's low enough for her to reach, and it's obviously the cheaper shit. The more expensive stuff's been moved up a couple rungs on the shelf. But I get to share all of this with her. She likes to come in and grab the figures and the amiibos, and she likes the stuffed animals, and she likes me putting in movies. She learned how to eject VHS tapes out of the VCR, because I have a CRT VCR combo in here too. And she likes to eject it and push the tape back in, and eject it and push the tape back in. And she loves doing that, and I love sharing that with her. And she's not even really old enough to talk yet, right? She's still speaking a few words, but now it's a lot of it's baby gibberish. But things that I could share with her when she grows up. Her mom too, me and her mom are not far apart in age. Her mom comes in here and jumps on the Wii or jumps on the old school consoles and plays with us. And that is another big thing for me. I wanted to create this room, not just for myself, but a place for my wife and daughter to literally plop down on the couch right here. And, we could pop in a movie, or we can grab a controller and play video games together. That was a big reason why I did this room the way that I did it. So.
Well, exactly like my office here. I mean, you guys only ever see this square, but beside me is, the 54-inch TV that, the consoles are hooked up to. And sometimes my kids will be sitting here playing games while I'm streaming. My wife's desk is right beside it. And so we can always look over at each other, we're talking and playing games or whatever. It's one of those things that our generation did a thing that our parents didn't have. Like my generation, the Gen X, we grew up with video games. More so than really any other generation, because when we were kids, that's when, the arcade died and then came back with home consoles, came around when I was a kid. And then up until then, so I've grown up with almost every iteration of a home console. My kids now, video games are an integral part of our family dynamic. All my kids play games. And some of the games they play, I can't wrap my brain around because I'm old. But, we have those commonalities, and there are games that we enjoy playing together. and we'll have Mario Kart races as a family, or we'll play Overcooked or whatever it is that they happen to be into. We can sit down, we can play a game for an hour or two and have fun as a family.
Yeah.
Where when I was a kid, I didn't even see my parents I might have seen them 2 hours out of a day.
Right.
Because they would go to work and then they'd be off doing, going to church functions or going out with friends or whatever it is they did. I was lucky to see my parents 2 hours out of a day. So I was always alone. Right. Until I had siblings, and then I was basically babysitting my sibling. So, but so now I can relate to my kids easier through video games than a lot of other things, especially my younger three, because they're all girls, and I've never been a girl, so I can't relate to a lot of the things they go through. But we communicate by discussing video games.
Right.
Because then they can put certain things that they're facing in terms that I can understand. As a obviously white old dude, there are lots of things I don't know about. So they use a language I can understand to communicate with me so that I can gain some understanding about what they're facing as girls.
Right. Yeah, I just want to be the cool dad. I don't want to be the boring lame.
You will never be the cool dad. You will never be the cool dad. I don't care. You can try to convince yourself you will be. You will never be the cool dad. Until your kids are in their 30s, and then you might be somewhat cool. They'll think you were cool then, but you'll never be cool.
Only uncles
just
are
accept
cool.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, only uncles are cool. It's true.
Yeah, because uncles come around and give your kids sugar and fucking do crazy shit and the fun stuff you would never let them do. And then
they never scold you.
Drop them off. Yep. And they drop you off and they're your problem now.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly what
uncles, aunts, and grandparents are usually the ones who are cool. Parents are never cool.
Well, I would say you're cool to your kids or you're fun for your kids until they hit about preteens or teenagers, when they start, like, their hormones are raging and they start growing up and they start following with trends and fads and doing what their friends are doing. When you're 5, you're cool.
Okay. I'll give you that. When they become tweens, then yeah. When they're preteens, everything you do is cringy. Everything you do.
Yes. It's like your kids see you doing TikToks and they're like, "Dad, come on, Dad. Like, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, my wife says that too about me, because the other day I said something to her. She did something. She's like, "Oh, look what I did, babe." And I'm like, "I like it, Picasso." And she looks at me and she goes, "Is that a fucking TikTok thing?" And I go, "Yeah." And she goes, "You're too old for TikTok." And I'm like, "I'm not too fucking old for TikTok."
Oh, trust me, I know. I did that stupid thirst trappy TikTok.
Yeah, I remember.
My kids came up to me, and I think my wife said it too. They each, at different times, it was not coordinated. At different times, they all came up to me and said, "Dad, never take your shirt off again." On TikTok.
It's like, how do you think you got here, kids? Immaculate conception? Like, come on. My wife was like, "Wait, yeah." No, she was, I do that shit all the time. I always bring up TikTok references and she's like, will you just stop?
I do too, but my wife loves TikTok, so she actually uses them back at me. So it's really weird. She's more engaged in TikTok than I am. So
put that on a cracker, dude. Oh my god.
But TikTok is redefining slang. I would automatically take my shirt off again. I know you would, Danny, because you're an asshole. That's what you do. That's your whole gimmick.
I think we should make like a new TikTok saying and try to get it to go viral. And it's a saying that me and you we joke about all the time, and when you say it, it's so much funnier than when I say it. But we should make like Twitch advice videos, but make them like satire and be like, "Motherfuckers on the internet."
Yeah, motherfuckers on the internet. Thanks, Dill.
They're just motherfuckers on the internet.
Motherfuckers on the internet. Make that a hashtag.
Motherfuckers on the internet. It's so
Well,
fucking true, man.
What's funny up is at one of my past jobs, there was a young guy. He might have been 22, I think. When he came to work, and we were talking one day, and I told him how old he was, or how old I was, and he was like, "Really? I thought you were like 24." And I just have to laugh.
My wife didn't realize that either, that you were in your 40s. Like, I mean, you don't look like you're in your 40s. You look no older than anybody we like hang out with. It's like we're all in our 30s. So, I mean,
it's the alcohol that preserves me.
Except Angel. Angel looks old.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, we're not all as young and beautiful as Up, but we try. Up looks like a Bond villain.
He does. He talks like a Bond villain.
Absolutely.
Like if Gordon Ramsay had a cousin, it would be Up. Straight up. Tell me I'm fucking lying. Like, I don't care. He's Scottish. I get it. But he don't sound Scottish to me. He sounds fucking English. And I'm telling you, bro, I wish Up would do like a Gordon Ramsay impression. You know, that very breathy, you know, what are you? An idiot sandwich? Because, like, I know he's Scottish, but he doesn't sound fucking Scottish to me.
Cheese puffs.
You want to know how English is an accent? British, okay, British, UK. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking
well, Americans don't speak English anyway, so.
No, we
they speak American.
Yeah, Ebonics.
There you go.
Oh, man. I would love for him to put on a chef's coat and do a TikTok.
Yeah,
it would be it would be hilarious. Oh my god! Please do it.
Actually, I would like to see Up put on a chef's coat and a chef's hat and do a TikTok critiquing supposed mental health streamers and the advice that they give, rather than critiquing food, critiquing mental health advice and stuff. That I would almost pay cash money to see that.
Dude, like, you know how Gordon Ramsay like just lays into these fucking chefs on his TV shows, just fucking makes them feel like they're this fucking big. Dude, Up, you please put on the chef coat and fucking act like Gordon Ramsay and just lay into these mental health streamers and TikTokers who are just talking out of their ass and just like fucking just lay into him. What are you, a fucking idiot sandwich? Like, just fucking all of it. Just all of it, please.
That would be glorious. So, two things to touch on right quick, since people mentioned it, about Phasmo. I have said what I said about Phasmo. I will play Phasmo again on stream when my Stack Up campaign hits $250. Which you can find the information there. I'll play Phasmo for charity. It's that simple. Because A, that game bores the balls out of me. And 2, because charity. So, you want to see me play Phasmo on stream? There you go. That's how that works. Second thing is that... Go ahead.
No, I'm one emotion that I've never seen from you is like you actually get scared, like jump, like actually.
Oh, no, that will never happen because nothing like things like that don't bother me. I've dealt with.
Don't get you.
They startle me, but not scared. Just like I could be going to the bathroom. I have my headset on. I got music on. I'll open the door and my kids will be standing there or something waiting to go in. They'll startle the Jesus out of me. But it's not fear. It's just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But games generally don't do that to me. Jump scares, they'll startle me sometimes. Although I will say Dying Light 2 gets me.
Yeah, you did.
Dying Light 2 will get me going. I can't play that game alone. That game does trigger me a little bit. It gets me going, especially at night when you're trying to creep through the place and you come face to face with them fucking thing all of a sudden. That one does get me. But Phasmo doesn't. Phasmo just makes me laugh.
it's never ending anxiety in Dying Light. Like you're just constantly like trying to survive and running, and I hate games where you have to run from things because I just want to look over my shoulder and it scares the shit out of me, honestly.
Yeah. Like, if we were going to play something that you really wanted to get me kind of worked up over, it would have to be like 4-player Dying Light 2. Running through that, I think that would be a lot of fun. And that would probably... But Phasmo just makes me laugh. Like, the couple of times that I played it, I think the first time I played it with, I think it was Samurai, Lonzo, and somebody else. I can't remember who. I got murdered within the first 5 minutes of the game. And I just laughed my ass off because the ghost stuck my head in a wall and my body was just hanging there dangling from the wall. And that shit was fucking hilarious to me.
Yeah. I love the ragdoll effect, especially when you get clipped into like the wall or the door or something and your body's just fucking shaking there. It does get me on edge a little bit when like my whole team dies and they're like depending on me to go inside, and I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna go inside. It's not happening. I'm leaving. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, it was Mooney. That's who it was. I knew it had to be one or the other, but yeah, it was Munir. Which playing Phasmo with Munir is always a kick.
Does he get scared?
He gets worked up over everything.
Yeah, I used to notice that he's very very passionate about things.
The playing Call of Duty with Danny and Munir is a singularly weird experience.
I could only imagine.
Especially when I'm the one who ends up getting sweaty.
Yeah, I haven't played a Call of Duty game, dude.
I get
so long.
When I start playing shooters and I start really playing them, I get super competitive, which is why I don't play them usually. Because at a certain point, my personality just changes over and I get really sweaty.
Yeah.
And yeah, Danny's the calm one in that situation, which is really weird. So, you talked about wanting to do more YouTube. What about Twitch? What are your plans for Twitch right now?
So as of right now, my schedule on Twitch is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And right now I'm doing a playthrough, my first full playthrough of Final Fantasy 14. I'm really into MMOs, and this is a really good one that I've been wanting to try. So my plan is for Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're going to be playing Final Fantasy for now. And Saturdays, we're going to make Skyrim Saturdays. And I just downloaded a whole new mod pack with over, it's close to 2,200 mods and plugins. And so I just downloaded all of those today, and I'm kind of working out the kinks, and everything seems to be running really well. So that's my plan for that. So yeah, yep, Final Fantasy and Skyrim for the time being. You know, I figured I can get some good content out of those, you know, to strip apart and maybe throw some VODs up, potentially on YouTube, and to also get some good TikToks and YouTube shorts out of them as well. I actually posted a really old Skyrim clip to YouTube Shorts, and I posted it yesterday. And let me see, I don't even know what it's at this point, but 730 views, and I posted it less than 24 hours ago. It's got 19 likes and 1 dislike, which is good. Oh my god, you guys, I finally broke 1,000 views on a fucking short from 1 day ago.
Nice.
My one of my Final Fantasy 14 ones. Yeah, so I want to chop those up now that I learned how to do YouTube Shorts properly with you the other night. It's fucking crazy, dude. Okay, like, I know we're talking about me, but let's just throw this out there. I have seen a significant jump in my views on YouTube Shorts, but Angelus has seen huge fucking jumps, not just on 1 or 2 videos, but multiple videos, talking thousands of views. All because we changed one little fucking thing that apparently we were doing wrong, and Up will know what the fuck we're talking about. Yeah, hashtag
Yeah.
shorts in the title.
Yep. Those shorts that I posted from that conversation have all hit. Each of them I think is either 1,000, 2,000, up to 3,000 views. And one of the ones that I had posted days ago, I actually went back and added the shorts hashtag to the caption for it, and it's now risen to almost 1,000 views. So, yeah, hashtag shorts is apparently important for YouTube Shorts. Now we know.
Dude, and you got how many subscribers just since that conversation on YouTube?
Now it's about 30 in the last 4 days.
That's fucking great, dude. And you just figured that we just figured this shit out the other day. I've jumped up 11 or 12. And it's fucking nuts, man. Like, it gives me hope. Let me put it that way. The way I look at it is we keep streaming on Twitch. We take those clips, the gaming clips, we chop them up. Yeah. We put them through Streamladder. We upload them to TikTok, which is very hit or miss. And then you also put them on YouTube Shorts with the method that we learned from Up and from Bargain in them. And we can, even just from posting shorts, bro, you can get the like at this rate, if we keep just making those shorts, you could get the subscriber count just from fucking shorts.
Oh, absolutely. And then you just got to focus on the evergreen content to get the watch time. Evergreen content and streams.
Okay, I heard that term for the very first time last night when I was watching how to do playthrough YouTube videos. A guy referring to it as evergreen content. What does that mean?
Okay, basically, like, all right, we'll talk about Twitch first. With Twitch, when you stream, you're live, people watch your stream, the end. When that stream is over, that's it. Generally, for that stream, nobody's going to go back and watch the VOD.
Right.
Or if they do, it's like one or two people who might be like, oh, I missed the stream because they absolutely love your stuff, so they might go back and watch your VOD. That's it. With YouTube, all your videos are there. So if somebody is, say, 5-10 years, or not that far out, but 2-3 years from now, right? Somebody decides, oh, they're looking up a game. Like with me, Lego Star Wars or Trigun or whatever it happens to be that I have on YouTube. They're searching for that game and you have videos up. People can find those videos and still watch them because they're still can be relevant. So they're evergreen. They're like evergreen trees. They're always providing an option to be watched again.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because after however many days your VODs on Twitch disappear, your videos on YouTube, unless you pull them down, are always going to be there. So they always have the opportunity to be watched.
Right. Absolutely. So that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. So that's kind of, my plan for Twitch is to do some heavily modded Skyrim. Like this shit. I after we get done with the podcast, I said I was going to send you some pictures so you could see it. I sent them to Wolf earlier and he was like, holy fuck, dude. Like that looks like HD. Like it's crazy what this mod pack has done for the game. And I figured between that and Final Fantasy and, chopping those up at the end of every stream, putting a couple of YouTube shorts out there to start growing the subscribers on YouTube. I think that's kind of where we're at right now is just I'm using Twitch for, I guess, YouTube and TikTok content. Honestly, that's really what I'm using it for at this point, is to like entertain people. But like you said, that's where it ends. The minute I stop streaming, it's over. That piece of content dies unless I do something with it. Yeah. And so why not take it, chop it up, throw it on other platforms like we've all been told to do since the pandemic.
Forever. Yeah.
Yeah. Because honestly, bro, like me and you, we've talked about this, is that look at the success you're already seeing just from like 2 days of just changing one little thing, and you're 1,500, 2,000, 3,500 views on multiple videos. Like that's insane.
They're accumulating likes and see, that's the thing. It's like when with YouTube, you have to find, there seems to be a time to post, but it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
And everybody talks about the thumbnail and stuff, and yes, that's true. You need proper thumbnails for like your other video content. You need a good thumbnail to attract eyes because it is a competitive space. Because there's thousands of videos going up all the time. But ultimately, with shorts, it's about the content and having it properly tagged. And the more people, but just getting the views are nice, but it's the likes and the interactions that gives you that kind of validation, which, okay, so apparently my stupid jokes apparently do work, at least with 100 people or 58 people or whatever it is.
Right. What's wrong?
Thank you for this. I had to realize what that alert was for. Thank you for the sub on YouTube, Kira. It took me a minute to realize what that was.
That's one thing, dude, that I feel like, and I don't mean to cut you off, but before I lose the thought, one thing that if you're not doing that I think you most definitely should, and I'm going to start doing it, is when we're live streaming on fucking Twitch, we need to plug our YouTube channels.
Oh, yeah, just absolutely.
Like, hey, guys, for real, go check us out on YouTube. I don't like TikTok is great, and I love TikTok, but like we're both trying to grow our YouTube channels, and we're just starting out, like really like figuring out what we're going to do with it. We need to plug that shit every time. Like, here, check us out on YouTube. You can watch our shorts. You can watch our videos. You can watch our vlogs. Everything is there. We have a lot of our Twitch content you might miss is over there. Like, here's the link. Please go sub. It's free. It takes a second of your time. It's really appreciated, and it gets us one step closer to YouTube partner.
The same is true on YouTube also. It's like something I've been trying to remember. There's things to remember to do. We always talk about this. Like, this podcast is going to go up on YouTube also. And, it's talking about like and subscribe and look at the links down below and all those things we say on YouTube. Well, it's also, I stream on Twitch. You stream on Twitch. So we have to remember when we're doing stuff on YouTube, exclusive to YouTube, we have to plug our Twitch. Yes. And go, if you want to catch me live, you can catch me live on Twitch. The link is in the description and blah, 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 blah. And do all those things. Because unless we're actively trying to pitch our stuff, nobody's going to really take the time to look.
Right. Yeah, it's like the squeaky wheel gets greased, man. And like, I'm excited about the YouTube thing. I didn't used to be excited about it. I'm like, oh, all the work and all the... Well, I need to stop being lazy, dude. And like, the thing is, I'm actually having fun coming up with these ideas and seeing some decent numbers for somebody who doesn't have hardly any YouTube content yet. It's kind of promising. We have friends in the industry or friends that do this, a lot, that can give us advice. And, who knows? I mean... You keep getting the numbers on your shorts that you've been getting the last couple days, and you do that for like a full year every week.
Yeah.
Think about that. Like, you got 30 subs from just like the last 2 days or some shit, right? But you do that every week for a year. And it'll only grow bigger because as your subscriber count gets bigger and your views and your videos get more views, they get fed more into the algorithm. So who knows where you could be if you just do that, and you'll just see that constant, steady growth over time. It's just so much more promising and so much more rewarding, like, feeling than Twitch. You know what I mean? Like, those the 12 subscribers I've gotten in the last 2 days just from uploading 3 YouTube shorts. That's fucking cool to me.
Yeah. And you're right. The watch time does not count from shorts right now, although they're working on that supposedly. They're looking into that. But the thing is like, if you get the subscribers, hopefully those subscribers will check out your longer form videos that actually do count for watch time. Because my watch time is going up because at least a lot of the vlogs are getting watched. Not necessarily the gaming content, but a lot of my vlogs, the numbers on those are starting to go up too. So I've noticed older videos are starting to get more views now suddenly as well. As the shorts have taken off, older content is getting watched. And so, but you're right,
Just
it absolutely is annoying. Because, I mean, even if it's, 30 seconds, 15 seconds, whatever, that's still people watching your content, so it should go towards your watch time.
yeah, and it's like, think of the millions of people that watch YouTube Shorts, and you're drawing people into their website. Like, that content is just as important or just as viable as long form content. And
Yeah.
if they're trying to compete with TikTok, and these are the people that are bringing people in, then it should most definitely count towards your watch time. Like, I don't see why it shouldn't, because yeah, okay, you have a video that goes fucking viral and you get the watch time after one video, right? Like, somehow you get
Yeah.
millions of views, right? It could happen, right? But, and they're like, well, fuck, we got to give YouTube partnership to this guy. So what? He just got you millions of views.
Yeah.
Like that's ads, that's ad money for you, dude. Like, that's people coming to your website and luring people in to watch and make you fucking money. So why shouldn't it count? There are TikTok partners. Why can't there be
Yeah.
YouTube Shorts partners?
I think it's a technical issue because Shorts also has a separate algorithm. So I think it's trying to find that connect so that the watch time can connect to the overall channel. I think that's what the issue is. I
Right.
remember reading something about that or hearing something about that recently. Is that they're trying to figure out how to factor it all in together. So I think it's just a technical barrier that just
Yeah.
haven't worked out yet. But like this is the thing with YouTube and the longer form content, it takes more work for some things. Like with me, my vlogs, or up with podcasts, we don't do a lot of editing. The only
Right.
time, the only things I do when I'm recording my vlogs and I'm talking about whatever the subject of the day happens to be, if I completely screw up a line, I will stop and I'll re-record. Right? But otherwise, I just raw dog it and go with it.
Yeah.
And the thing is that when I hit those moments where I completely flub it, that's content that I can put on shorts.
Yeah.
Which, I put that up on TikTok today. One of my outtakes from the vlog that I recorded today that unfortunately I had to throw out because it was completely inaccurate after I got an email. But that's the life of game journalism and covering games early. That's a whole other conversation. But,
Yeah.
that's with Twitch, we should be, and I've seen people talking about this, like big streamers and big content creators, is that more planning into your streams is probably a good thing too, especially if we're going to use it for content later.
Right.
But
Absolutely.
my problem with that as a thought, and I'd like to discuss this, is you can't plan what chat's going to say to you. So how much of a plan can you put together that actually bears fruit in a live stream when anything can happen?
Well, I think that's where the editing, I guess, comes in, right? Because, like, you stream 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, and maybe something happens in chat. That's one small section of a very long piece of content that you could just literally just fucking chop out. Honestly, like, you could start, like, I've seen Northwolf do this when you're live streaming. Like, I've seen him in the very beginning of the stream, saying hello to not just the Twitch viewers but YouTube as well, and kind of prepping the video for being able to be more easily chopped up, and to make YouTube content with it. And that's another thing too, is like with copyright music, obviously don't use copyright music. I mean, if you're a small creator, I don't recommend it regardless, but you're probably not going to get caught doing it on Twitch. But if you do want to ever use that particular VOD and chop it up for YouTube, You can't now because YouTube has a very strict and very well-oiled machine when it comes to DMCA, and they will fucking either demonetize your shit or make you take it down. And they don't fuck around. So these are little small things that you can kind of prep and do, like say hello to your YouTube audience as well, or don't use copyrighted music, or make sure that all your audio levels are good. Like sometimes, yeah, you're just feeling it and you just want to fucking put the music up loud and game or stream and party and have a good time, but make sure that your audio levels are good, like your music isn't blowing your voice out, so that you can reuse this stuff for other places, right? So I think that those are some important things that you can do to like kind of prep a stream to, you're not going to put everything on there, but I mean, you could, like, what if you took the time to actually take a 3-hour stream and chop it up into 20 minutes of like a playthrough of whatever game it is and throw that up on YouTube and just get the meat and potatoes out of it, you know what I mean, and chop out all the bullshit. You could chop up fucking get rid of the stream starting soon screen, chop that out. The ending screen, chop that out. Chop out your just chatting section, just go right into the game, and use that for YouTube. And like if you're playing a game and you're talking about that game while you're streaming it, it's no different than doing a let's play on YouTube. You've already done the work and you've killed two birds with one stone. Now, yes, you're going to have moments where you are interacting and talking with chat, but again, you're not always going to be talking to chat. You're not always going to have alerts going off or hype trains. That's the whole point of editing, is take that 4-hour clip and chop it down to 30 minutes of just gameplay footage or hyped moments when you're completing a mission or you beat a boss or something, and turn that into shorts or long form YouTube videos. I think those are the small things you can do to kind of prep. And also another thing too, when you're streaming, I feel like if you are going to recycle this stuff for YouTube, less is more on your screen. Right? Like for me, like for my game screen now on OBS, you've seen it. It's literally just my webcam now.
Yeah.
I don't have the the goals that I used to have, or the extra bells and whistles. It's literally the game and my webcam, and I could take that, chop it up, and use more of that on YouTube, and it's not so distracting, because people on YouTube are going to watch the video and they're going to be like, what the fuck is that on his screen? Like what is that shit? When I've actually been taking the time, dude, to watch a couple let's plays of the Middle Earth games that I'm planning on doing, and just because I want to see how other people did it. And it's literally just some people don't even have their webcams on.
No. Yeah.
Some people do completely silent ones. So
yeah, I was going to touch on that.
It's kind of crazy. I watched a video where a bigger creator gave his input on that, and he says when you're first starting out, I don't recommend doing a silent one, but because you want people to build a what is the word? A rapport with you as the creator. So they recommend the camera. They recommend at least the microphone. If you're not going to do the camera, at least the microphone, so that they can hear your voice, commentary for the game, walking them through how to do certain parts of the games, or figuring it out together for the first time. So I think that Twitch, it's fun to have all the extra, gadgets and gizmos, but at the end of the day, I think that if you have a good personality, you're passionate about what you're doing, I think that less is more. And I think that really all you need is a webcam at this point. Like, yeah, you'll have your starting soon screen or your just chatting screens that can be a little flashier, but when it's just the game and you're focusing on the game, I think it should just be your webcam, honestly. Some people might disagree with that, and that's fine. I mean, I've always had a bunch of shit all over my screen, but like Dill told me one time, he's like, bro, you got a lot of clutter all over your screen, and it's very distracting from like you and the game. Like,
Yeah.
people are focused on all this other shit going on around you, and they're not focusing on you, and they're not focusing on what you're doing. And I get that 100%. And I had to clean that shit up, dude. So I think that those are some of the ways you can prepare for YouTube content with Twitch content.
Well, that's the thing. It's like there's a trend lately I've noticed on Twitch where people are getting more and more minimalist, and that's probably a good thing. Like for me, most of my stuff, it's like the busiest thing is usually stream avatars, and
I
that's
love that
because it
shit.
amuses me, right? Like I love that shit.
I love stream avatars so much, though. That's going to be one thing that they're very distracting. They are, but I love them so much. But I'm kind of
Yeah,
thinking like I might have them on all my other screens, but then at the same time, like, fuck, dude, do I want them all over my game screen when I'm trying to focus on the game? Like, I don't know. I kind of use stream avatars as like a crutch sometimes too, because
yeah,
like when you see all those little avatars running around on your screen, it makes you feel like there's a lot of people in there supporting you,
yeah.
even if
Even if
even
half
if
of
they're
them are bots.
yeah, I'll take it. It makes me feel like I'm talking to somebody. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I get a lot of lurkers in my chat, which is fine. I love that people are either listening in or thought of me to put me up to give me a view or whatever. But like, I love seeing all the little names running around on the screen because it gives me that comfort of, okay, people are actually in here for me and I'm not just talking to stream elements, you know?
yeah, yeah. No,
So
exactly.
I remember one night, because my wife has them too, and she was streaming and I forgot to turn them on for her. And she like was texting me while I was out in the garage, and uh she goes, "Oh my god, where are my stream avatars? I can't tell who's in here."
Yeah,
And I'm like I don't think she knows that you can actually just click on the button if you really wanted to see your viewer list. But
yeah,
like, she feels the same way. She likes seeing all the little characters run around, and the battle royales are fun and they're interactive, and you have so many different options of. I'm not talking shit about you. I was saying that the night I forgot to turn your stream avatars on. I love you, babe.
lol.
So, yeah, she could hear me talking shit
Hey,
from the
dear.
hall. What's up, Tier? But yeah, dude, I actually like it just because it gives me that comfort. But I'm thinking, like, is it smart to have them on there if you're going to be using the gaming portions of your stream to use for TikTok and to use for YouTube and YouTube Shorts, because they are very distracting. Like, you have a million different fandoms, and it looks like you got 30 of those little fuckers running around all over your screen, and the names are everywhere, and the battle royales, and it's just fucking chaotic at the bottom of your screen. And the thing is when you're playing games, usually at the bottom of the screen is like your health, your mana, your spells, your gear, your fucking hotbar, whatever, and it's just like all this fucking blah, like all over the fucking
Yeah.
place, and it's like, that's distracting as fuck.
Well, I thought about that, and honestly, I'm probably gonna keep them on, like, for the live streams that I use on, like, YouTube or TikTok, because it looks like you've got viewers,
That
even
is
if half of them are bots. So people watching, and they know, like, they know a VOD from a video. Like, it's not hard to
Yeah.
tell. So
Yes.
if people see that you've got all these people running around, like YouTube people see you've got people running around who are in your stream, there must be something worth checking out. So it's a kind of advertisement for your stream.
Yes, that actually is another really good way to look at that, and I didn't even think about that. And that's why I
But
keep
that
you around.
said,
No,
with on the probably on the game screen, I'm probably gonna turn them down, like drop their scale so they're smaller.
that's what I did. Because I have my webcam at the bottom of the screen now on the right hand side. I used to have them full sized to where they would just run behind the webcam, but
Yeah.
now I shrunk them down to where my webcam border and the wall is now as far as they can go, and they're much smaller and not as like distracting. but you
Yeah.
can still read the names and tell who they are, but it's much, much smaller. And I think that that's actually a smart thing to do.
Yeah, and I've been experimenting, like some of the scenes that I've got that I haven't really used yet. Like I don't do just chatting generally because I'm self-conscious and think if I'm just talking, people are gonna find me boring. I don't know.
Look
Anyway,
at what we're doing right now. We're just
yeah, but
chatting
that's
and
different
people love
because we're
you.
talking to each other. But I have a just chatting screen where I actually have them running up the side of the scene, like on
Okay.
the wall, and they're all turned that way.
Okay.
Right? And then I've got another one where they're walking upside down on the top.
Oh, that's funny.
Right? Because it amuses me. So if it amuses me, it might amuse other people.
Right.
And I'm
absolutely.
just trying to move the stream avatars around to make it more interesting. So if I'm on a particular scene, they might be stuck to a box in this corner, or they'll be walking up the wall, or whatever it happens to be. And just making it part of the content.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good look. That's a good take too, as well. You know, as much prep as you can do, like you said, people are still going to know it's a live stream. There's really no way to hide it completely, right? So, you know, you can upload your VODs to YouTube, but not in just a download and upload with no context or editing kind of way. I feel like if you're going to do your VODs, you should chop them up and use them in a more, I don't know what word to use, artistic fashion. You know, put a little bit more effort into that VOD so it looks like you give a fuck, and just give them the meat and potatoes of your stream and put that up, and maybe even do like a little quick 20-second intro like, hey, you know, this is Rect. I live stream on Twitch, and this video is me playing blah blah blah, and if you like it, come check out my live streams over on Twitch, or check out my YouTube videos where we go more in depth on the game. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and the notification bell, like all the YouTubers say. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like if you're gonna do a VOD, chop that bitch up, give it minor editing. Don't just upload the whole 5-hour fucking VOD, because again, I don't think nobody's gonna watch that shit, even on YouTube, right? It's like, unless you're big, dude.
I beg to differ because I have seen views on my VODs. But the difference is that when I start stream with games I know I'm going to put on YouTube as a VOD,
right,
I do it in the way that I'm talking to YouTube as well. I stream with the intention of using the VOD later.
Right.
As a Let's Play episode. And I've got 2 or 3 hour, and they don't have a whole lot of views. I'm not going to claim otherwise. But I've got ones that are 2-3 hours, and they've got 30, 40, 50 views now.
Right.
Depending on the game. But I'm streaming with the intention of using that content for YouTube.
But my question to you is, if you took that same VOD and you chopped it up a little bit, gave them more of like I keep saying, the meat and potatoes, do you think it would get more views than just throwing the whole thing up there?
No, I think it'd be the exact same.
Really?
Honestly, I think it would be the exact same. People might watch it for longer because it's shorter.
But
no,
that's
it doesn't.
What matters, right? But
not
that's
to me.
But that's the watch time that you need.
I know, but
right. But if
that's not what I'm looking for.
Okay.
I'm providing the experience of the game. That's the content I want to share.
Right. But right? I mean, but you know, we can all admit that there are certain parts of the games, like I've seen streamers talk about this all the time, where, you know, some of the game might be like literally feel like a walking simulator, right? Where like you're on your way to do a quest, but you have to run across the whole fucking map. That's what I mean. Like, you could still get the premise of the game and chop that 10-minute segment out of you running across the map, not doing dick. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I feel like but you would get a better retention rate for that video because it's more to the point of what the game is about, rather than watching, you know. Yeah.
That's true, but that's kind of the other thing is I don't play games like that. Because I get fucking bored playing them.
I know, because you don't like fantasy. Or Western fantasies.
You know, like I've watched enough of you guys play Breath of the Wild that I've seen enough of the game that I felt like I played it. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but a lot of that time spent roaming around Hyrule or whatever, you know, just this large open world that feels empty half the time. I would get so bored trying to play it.
Right.
Right? Like, I can play Far Cry, the Far Cry games, the earlier ones, not so much. Their open worlds are still kind of empty, but the newer ones, 5 and 6, especially 6, there's stuff always happening in the world of Far Cry. Even
Right.
if you're just driving down the road to go from one quest to another, there's random shit always happening, and there are things always going on that even the open world is interesting, and it holds my attention because anything could happen. If it's a game where I have to drive 6 hours of game time, which would be like 10, 15 minutes, whatever, real time, I'm going to get bored and stop playing.
Right.
And I would never put that on YouTube.
Right.
Right? Because I don't want to play it. Nobody's going to want to watch it either.
Well, see, like for me, like when I start the Middle Earth series, right? Like there's 2 different ways I can do it. I'm doing it strictly for YouTube, so I don't have to worry about the live streaming aspect of it, right? But like, you know, Shadows of Mordor and Shadows of War have a lot of instances where you're like running across the map to go kill an orc from, you know, because of the Nemesis system or whatever that they implemented. I can either do it one of 2 ways. I can chop that part out and fade into the next scene when I'm already there, or I like the trick that people do where they speed it up, where it's like, and like your guy's like running hella fast across the map just to get there, and it takes 20 seconds, you know, versus 10 minutes of me running across the whole fucking map. There's 2 ways I can do it. I don't know how to do that little speed up thing where it like makes everything look hella fast and stuff like that, but again, I'm brand new. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So I'm gonna watch YouTube videos like I watched with Harris Heller 2 years ago to learn how to do Twitch. I'm gonna watch the same thing for YouTube because I need to learn, I guess, all that I can and pick up little tips. And Majin knows how to. So I'm gonna be getting you to help me on that. I'm gonna record the Let's Plays, chop them up into episodes, and you could show me how to speed that shit up. It's an After Effects plugin. Okay. Well, see, the editing software that I have 2 technically. I have Filmora by Wondershare, and then I have Adobe Premiere Rush. It's not Pro. It's like the Wish version of Adobe Premiere Pro. It's still Adobe, but it's like the very slimmed down version because it's a lot cheaper. And I like Filmora a lot more because it's a lot more user friendly, and there's a lot of plugins that are on Filmora as well. So I would like to learn how to do that. Maybe I could share my screen and you can show me, Danny, like if you see something that you know, because I don't know what things are called, the technical editing side of things. But I just figured eventually I'd win the lottery and just fucking pay for an editor anyway. So because then I could just do jack shit and pay somebody to do my work for me. That's the dream, man. Win the lottery, buy acres and acres of land and build like a fucking streaming compound like fucking Senpai headquarters or 100 Thieves, and move all my streaming friends and their families to this compound.
We'll get up to buy a private island off the
Yeah.
coast of Spain or Italy.
Yeah, dude. Just fucking
somewhere
I'll
warm, please. Somewhere warm. No fucking snow. Eh?
And then we'll make like a legit stream team and like have t-shirts and but there will be no Kool-Aid. Don't worry, guys. We're not going the Jim Jones thing. We're not going to take you to another country and make you drink the Kool-Aid. So
yeah, we use
Tang
instead.
People ask that question all the time, like, what would you do if you won the lottery? And they're like, oh, I'd pay my mom's house off. I would fucking go and buy a big plot of land and start a streaming team and just do that for the rest of my life.
This is actually a good segue because we've talked about doing like call to actions on Twitch and YouTube about promoting our YouTubes or promoting our Twitch And yes, Danny did make my one transition that I use all the time, which I now added sound to, which is fantastic, but that's neither here nor there. What about streamers who do callouts for bits and subs? Or
How
even
so?
charity? Like, well, what are your thoughts on that? Like when people mention about, it's free to sub with Prime, or if you're
I don't
liking the
think.
content, feel free to subscribe or drop bits or whatever it happens to be. What are your thoughts on those kind of calls to action?
I feel like everybody's situation is different, and it works for some people and it doesn't work for others. I feel like it really depends on the creator, just for the sheer fact that, like, some people's personalities might come off as cash grabby, or I don't know, it's just kind of gross. And then some people, you feel that it's genuine, and this is how they promote their support. Like, hey, if you subscribe to the channel, you get ad-free viewing, and you get my custom emotes that I paid my own hard-earned money for you guys to enjoy. Or here's a t-shirt. You can buy merch. You can donate to my charity. Or, here's a Spotify or not Spotify, fucking Ko-Fi or Patreon. At the end of the day, we're all struggling musicians, man. Living on people's couches, trying to make it, playing gigs for $25 and free beer. You know what I mean? Like, at some point, like, if you want to make money at this, you gotta kind of put yourself out there. It's kind of like for a long time, I never plugged my Discord because I felt weird about doing it. But now I plug that bitch all the fucking time. I have t-shirts, I have all that shit. I have a follower goal and a subscriber goal on my stream, or at least I used to, all the time. I don't ever bring that up, though. From my personal standpoint, I don't ever go, hey guys, sub with Prime, or hey guys, sub to the channel. I feel like people know about it. There are times where I can, like, segue into it. Like, I've had people go, damn, I hate Twitch ads. And I go, well, if you subscribe to the channel and you're watching and hanging out, you no longer get Twitch ads. And you get free emotes. And you get a percentage off my merch. All for the small fee of $5 a month. And it supports the channel. So, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it, just as long as you don't come off as that bitch who was on Twitch who was like, $5 a month. If you can't give me $5 a month, what the fuck are you doing? Like, don't be that bitch. But yeah, plug your shit. Do it tastefully. Do it tactfully. And I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, you're trying to build a brand and build a business. Just don't look like a douchebag doing it.
Well, see, that's because I've always heard a wide variety of things, right? And we've even talked about this in private conversations, especially when it comes to, the Twitch revenue cuts and things like that. It's like, why aren't we all pushing our third-party sites? Like, I have Ko-Fi. I have, subscriptions on that, like 3 different levels with different things. Yeah, I know you did Up, but you're a unique bird in this flock.
You're a special breed, my friend.
Right? With Ko-Fi, it's, the basic $5 subscription and then a $10 level, and then the $25 level that is, I put all kinds of weird stuff on it. And that's there because, well, I get 95% of that. That's right, Dill. You tell him.
Chat, you fucking garbage
Motherfuckers
juice.
on the internet.
Motherfuckers on the internet. That is Dill's slogan, bro. That should be on a shirt with his picture. It says motherfuckers on the internet.
You should put that on a cracker, dude.
Put that on a cracker, dude. Listen, I'll tell you why Patreon and Ko-Fi don't work on Twitch. Because you get the fancy shit for alerts and shit, like the subs, or not the subs, the emotes, and you get the recognition. Right, the loud lights and the flashing lights and woo woo.
Yeah,
Subbed. Oh my god, true. It's a fucking party. Blah blah. Now on YouTube, that's mainly what everybody uses is Ko-Fi and Patreon, because they don't have they yes, they do have gifted memberships and memberships and super chats. But what if you're a YouTuber who doesn't live stream?
Yep.
So you got to get your money somewhere besides ad revenue. So that's where Patreon and Ko-Fi come into place, and they have a place because YouTube doesn't have a money system that deters people from doing that. Twitch is all for show and glam and glitz, and they want people to feel like they're getting recognized for their contribution. Whereas on YouTube, it's not like that, right? Like, okay, so the most recognition you'll get on YouTube is I've seen plenty of YouTubers go at the end of their videos or the beginning. I've seen at the beginning too, where they're like, hey guys, thank you so much for donating to the becoming members of the Patreon. Here's a list of my members. Here's the list of the new members. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Let's get into it. And, you know, that's a way that they give them a shout out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or they'll post a couple Patreon people in their description of a video. But like on Twitch, oh my God, it's a fucking parade every time you fucking give bits and subs, and the alerts go off, and I love seeing it. And
yeah, it's true. I mean, mine are like 20, 30 seconds long for almost everything.
Yeah, I get a whole fucking show when I give you 10 bits, bro. Why would I give you 10 cents on Patreon? I get a show with this. I want something for my money. That's why they don't do it, bro. It's if you took all that fucking shit off of Twitch completely, if you took all that shit off of Twitch, it would be much better for Patreon and Ko-Fi. But again, Twitch doesn't want to lose that revenue, right? That's why they put all the flashing lights and stuff on it. You know what I mean? So but yeah, that's exactly why it doesn't work on Twitch, unless you're probably a big ass creator. Best thing you ever did, dude.
Yeah. And she has a fork.
Where did you get a plastic fork, dude? Oh,
always be prepared. You can never go wrong with having a fork.
You want to go with mommy?
Time for bed.
Oh, it's time for bed? Okay. I love you, sweetheart. I'll see you in the mornings.
Come with me to get your milk, and then streaming it.
I love you. Oh, that is the greatest thing I've ever done. I know that's like honestly the best thing I've ever done. That little person makes me happy. But yeah, I feel like that's what stops third-party sites on Twitch. Now YouTube is a totally different story, dude. Like if we were more well known on YouTube, then yeah, people might be. But also when it comes to Patreon, normally you get something for that, right? Like you have to, you're enticing them to come give money on your Patreon. One creator in particular that I used to watch all the time when I was heavily like into World of Warcraft, I can't even fucking tell you his name, but he's fucking huge. They have a Patreon, and they did something cool. They would mail out a hand-drawn postcard to each member of their Patreon. Obviously, they would hand-draw the original and then photocopy it or whatever, and then they would mail that out, and it was a custom piece of like World of Warcraft art on a postcard that you would get every month that you were a Patreon member. Like that's really cool and really neat, or some shit like that. But I just want her to bully him. She already does that, dude. Worse than you.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with Ko-Fi. They're adding more and more tools like that. Like with the memberships that I got there now, there's a lot of Discord integration that will give people access to special zones that they only get access to through their memberships. And
right.
Or, like early access to upcoming plans, or the highest level now is each month, if you do the $25, whatever I have it set at, you become the sponsor of a stream. So like I do my sponsored streams when I get games for review and stuff. It would be like, this stream is sponsored by Rectwizard, our, airship member of the month, or whatever it is. And different things like that. And that's nice benefits that Twitch will never have.
Right. but you get a 30-second alert.
But you get a 30-second He-Man ad, or you know, you get a TikTok of somebody trying to deep throat a rutabaga. Like, yeah, I get the appeal, but it's just, you know, it's the ease. It's easy because Twitch is there. They can just drop the bits, or they can drop the sub, and they can go about their day.
Yes. And a lot of people do it because they chase clout, or a lot of people do it because they like the recognition. They like the attention from it, which I can understand. I really can. You know, they want to get recognized for giving money, right?
Knees and elbows, Danny. Knees and elbows. Sorry.
Don't plug my TikToks like that. Deep throating a rutabaga.
Cash money.
Oh man,
I would pay cash money to see that, Danny.
You know, there's shitty people everywhere, dude, on the internet, but like some people do it because they think it's going to get them recognized, and some people genuinely do it because they want to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that they want to support. And that's the thing with, like, you know, Patreon. You know, a lot of times you give that money and you don't get like the fancy bells and whistles and the lights and all the glitz and glam of that shit. You do it because you're supporting the creator, and you might get a perk that, you know, entices you to do it. But, you know, for months I was subscribed to Pat the NES Punk's Patreon, and it was $15 a month, and I did it for a couple months. And one of the perks that he gave, and he's fucking Pat the NES Punk, so he's like famous in the retro world. He's like hella big. He's been around over a decade. You know, you got to join a call once a month with him, with all his other Patreon members, and have like a hangout session for a couple hours with him, like privately. Yep. You know, that was cool. I never did it, but that didn't mean I stopped supporting him. You know, I gave because I liked what he was doing. I also enjoyed getting, because I loved his podcast. He has the CU podcast, and I would get notifications from Patreon all the time. I would get like all of his podcasts a day before they would drop on YouTube or on the internet, which was cool. And I would sit, you know, in my garage on my phone, and I'd watch and listen to his podcast before anybody else, which was a nice touch. But I still, you know, I didn't do it because, oh, Pat, look at me. You know, if you want to give because you're genuine and you want to support the creator. Don't give because you think you're going to get something out of it.
Well, exactly. And here's the opposite side of that, is the appreciation factor. And Dill, you're right. Support, whether it's a view, a bit, a sub, a retweet, or, you know, a share, a repost, a like on TikTok and YouTube. Any of those things, it always comes down to appreciation. And this is the thing I've noticed across all the streamers that I've watched over the last 2 years, is people keep trying to define appropriate appreciation for things. Like, how do you be appreciative without seeming kind of sketchy? Because,
can you give an example?
North Trooper.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Perfect example.
Like,
yeah.
His appreciation always came with a but.
Oh, yeah. There was always strings attached to that appreciation. You know, oh, I rated you, so you owe me. You know, fuck that. Oh, don't cry over 10 bits. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like I can always hear North Trooper in my head when he would say, "Thanks for thanks for the follow. We appreciate it. Sure, don't cost a thing." Everything he said related to money.
Yeah. And he always kept that like illusion of like, yeah, Dill. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Oh, I can finally feed my family. fucking joke. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, if we don't hit 75 years, we won't give away this desk.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the fucked up thing, dude, is people like that exist. North Trooper was not the first, and he will not be the last. But I will say that our group of friends and our inner circles that we run with, we've all learned from that, and we know what to look out for and be like, fuck that, we're staying away from that shit.
Mhm.
But there are still pieces of shit like that are going to prey on the people that are new coming into Twitch. And, you know, I have a thing that I like to say where, like, fake positivity is a form of negativity, right? Or just being fucking fake in general, or manipulative and schemy and running pyramid schemes. All that shit will come back to bite you in the ass, because look at what happened to North Trooper. That guy was done in less than a week. Once people finally outed that motherfucker, he was gone in a week. Gone. Haven't seen him since. Tried to come back as like that deadbeat donut fuck. Lasted a day before everybody realized it was him and just blasted that account too. And he's been gone. So, yo, what's up, Yutsu?
Hey, Mel.
Why is my face
Yeah,
so
you can
red?
only fake it for so long. I had a girlfriend teach me that. I'm kidding.
Yeah. Me too. Me too. And then I married her. I'm just...
Oh.
Oh,
It was in this
shit.
moment he realized he fucked up. No.
Dude, honestly, fucking, as much as I hated that guy, that was a clever fucking comeback name. I like Deadbeat Donut.
Yeah. I know, it's so catchy. It's marketable. It pisses me off because it's so fucking marketable.
God, you know what would really
Like,
grind
merch
his
for
gears?
days.
Oh, I know, right? Like, I could see shit like that being advertised, like in a Hot Topic, like buying, or a Spencer's, buying like Deadbeat Donut shirts or posters, having a big YouTube channel. Like, God, that is a good fucking name. I hate that motherfucker for that.
So you should start your own YouTube channel and be the Deadbeat Cronut.
Yeah. Well, you know, he's not licensed or anything, so I could technically be the Deadbeat Donut and just take it over. Wouldn't that be fucking...
Yeah, but people remember it still. It's too soon.
Yeah, too soon.
Right? People would be like, oh my god. Well, the reason I bring this up is because, like, we talk about revenue cuts and money. And, you know, people always mention about how if you're not in it for the money, why do you discuss the money? It's because ultimately, as a platform with Twitch, we have to discuss the money that creators make because it's relevant to the longevity of the platform. Because if you're doing creative work and you're doing if you're trying to do interesting and original stuff, even if it's just playing video games and the commentary you provide, creators want to make a sustainable revenue from it. And if the platform starts cutting that money, creators are going to stop creating content.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's worth discussing. Like, okay, I'm probably not going to make real money doing this anytime soon, if ever. That's a given, and I've accepted that. But talking about the money that's being made by top creators, mid-tier creators, it's relevant to the health of the platform.
Oh yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, bro, it's your hustle, right? Like it's your art form that you chose to go with. You wouldn't go to a painter and take a painting off his wall and not pay anything for it, right? You're providing entertainment for people to enjoy. Why should, I mean, not everything in this world is free. Like, why shouldn't you get reimbursed if you're providing entertainment for thousands and thousands of people? No different than an actor or an actress or an author or an artist. It's no different. People are choosing to watch you instead of watching cable television. why shouldn't you get a little something for your work? I mean, it is work, man. It's not just fucking click go live and you go live. If you do that, then you just are doing it just for fuck all. It doesn't really matter. But if you're editing videos and brainstorming ideas and working on content all the time, whether you're gaming and clipping and editing, or you're doing podcasting or cooking or any of that shit and you're live streaming it, like that stuff it takes time, it takes work. You want to have a nice stream with nice equipment. You want to have all the settings correct. There's a lot that goes into it. And when you're a small creator, you're basically your own PR. You're your own, advertising and marketing. You got to make the posters, you got to make the merch, you're doing it all by yourself. So yeah, a little bit of support is nice to see. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel like your fucking work that you've put into things matters to somebody, right? And I don't see anything wrong with that. You're muted, buddy.
Perfect. Yay! Pro streamer. There you go. 2 hours and 16 minutes. I want those. I want those comments, YouTubers. Put it in the comments. If you made it to 2 hours and 16 minutes, you got to the muted part of the stream. Perfect. All right. Here's the thing. Like, unless you've got all the artist skills, we have to pay artists to make emotes and logos and all the different things. And unless we're independently wealthy or we're sinking our work money that we survive on into it, the money we make on streaming or Twitch pays for these things that we want to provide to provide better content. It goes into the emotes, it goes into the logo and the merch and even the games that we're playing on stream.
Right, absolutely.
Some of the time.
Well, that's what I always try to tell everybody is the money that I make from Twitch is completely separate from the money that I make at my job or my wife makes at her job. We both agreed that the money that we make from Twitch will be going back into what we want for our content creation, whether it's a new video game to stream or to make videos on, or if it's a piece for my collection that I can talk about, or if it's a piece of gear, lighting, the cameras, this microphone. I love this fucking microphone, and I bought it with a Twitch payout with the mixing board. My brand new keyboard was for my birthday stream. These are things that help me produce better content or give you better quality. Because again, at the end of the day, gear and your setup can only do so much, right?
Yeah.
You're still the one that has to provide the entertainment. But it helps. It helps that I have a nice microphone that sounds nice versus
this probably sounds like this is like shit.
It fucking sounds like shit. It's just, it makes it more enjoyable for the viewer, for the experience. And so, yes, if we didn't have those payouts coming in, most affiliates don't get payouts every month. That's the reality. They have to, if they want nicer things or to make better content for you guys, they have to go spend their hard-earned money on that.
Yep.
And if you guys as viewers and supporters of the channel, because you believe in this person and you like what they're doing, if you, by giving what you can, it definitely helps alleviate some of that stress and the financial hardship of having to go out and get these things and do these things. And it allows you, the creator, to focus more on the content. So that's just kind of how I feel about it.
Well, that's the thing that nobody talks about, and that's the thing that I didn't understand pre 2 years ago. For a long time, I dabbled on Twitch and I was doing Mixer, all those things. But before I really started trying to stream, I didn't understand streaming and the streamer economy. I couldn't understand, just because I was doing, game journalism for 10 years for different outlets and then my own. So the game journalist side, we all a lot of us, my colleagues, we all looked at streamers as competition.
Right.
Because we thought it was about the games they were playing. It's only now, 2 years in, that I realize there's a whole avenue of entertainment and value added by streamers, regardless of what they're playing, whether they're retro games or new games, whatever it is, and the work that goes into it. Before that, I didn't understand why people would watch other people stream. Same thing with YouTube. I didn't understand why other people play games on YouTube.
Then you had kids.
Then I had kids, and I watched them, and I started to understand from there. And then now doing it myself. But beyond watching people, I didn't understand why people were spending money on people playing video games.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's something that, like, you know, like my dad didn't quite understand either, and I had to explain it to him. You know, providing a live stream is no different than watching Joe Rogan's podcast or the Howard Stern show, or any of that shit, right? Like, you're providing a service, you are providing entertainment for people. No matter how big or small your audience is, if you have just even one person that you are making happy and are entertaining, and you know, that's kind of the whole point, is, you know, you are trying to grow and you're trying to provide a service for people that I feel like, you know, you're not owed anything, right? You should earn every penny that you get. But from my personal experience, as far as I know, I don't think I've ever gotten like subs or bits or donations for people just that want something out of me, like want me to reciprocate. Like, I feel like you know, the best thing in the world is when someone tells you you're their favorite streamer. And that's happened to me twice or 2 or 3 times since I've started, and that's pretty fucking cool. And, you know, if they want to give me a $5 sub, that's amazing. And it makes me feel like I'm doing something right for somebody. They like me enough to be like, here, dude, I want you to keep going because I enjoy what you're doing. That makes me feel fucking great. And it has nothing to do with the monetary value.
No,
but the fact
it's
that,
the
like,
validation.
and it's the fact that they gave you what they had when they didn't have to. They could watch me for free every fucking day, and and they'd get the same fucking content from me. So they don't have to give me the money, but they do, and it's nice. It makes me feel good. So, and I appreciate it, and I try to use that money to put it into something that I can use here to provide more entertainment. So,
well, absolutely. And I think that's why we talk about the things that we do. Because at the end of the day, like, yes, we appreciate everything that we, like, all the subs and all the bits we've ever gotten, and especially all the views. We appreciate that because that adds meaning to us, that we're providing value to our viewers who find our content valuable enough that they want to invest in.
Yeah.
And making sure that we're able to deliver that, like, that's the biggest hurdle I've had with breaks, is that when I've taken extended breaks for a variety of reasons over the last 2 years, it's happened a couple of times, more than it should, I know, and I've been yelled at by numerous people, you included, when I don't stream after a certain amount of time. When I see those, the people who maintain their subs, the guilt I feel for not, yes, Danny, for not delivering content is just something that I was never prepared for.
Yeah. Well, don't feel too bad, because I've been on a renewable subscription with Dill since he started streaming, and that motherfucker comes and goes like fucking the bus on the corner. That motherfucker squeezed every penny out of me every fucking month. I keep looking every month. I'm like, this motherfucker ain't streamed in 6 months, but somehow I still have his emotes. I'm giving that motherfucker money and he ain't even doing shit. Yeah, I'm talking to you, bitch.
Well,
I still have that fucker's emotes.
I mean, to be fair, they're good emotes.
They are good emotes. That twerking pickle is worth fucking $5 a month. I get so much joy. I get so much joy out of it, and it drives Sath fucking nuts.
Yes, I know, Danny. I do feel guilty. Your 18-month streak. I get it. Okay, I'm working on that. All right, I'm working on it. See, this is the problem with our viewers and our friends. They bully us.
They do all the fucking time, especially this fucking one guy from New York who never shuts the fuck up. Listen, Dill, if I can make a request for an emote, can you give me a pickle dancing on a stripper pole? Like, please, can I get a fucking dancing pickle on a stripper pole? That would be amazing.
Yeah, we all miss Dill.
We miss Dill all the time. You know, here's the fucked up thing is, and I'm gonna out him right now. I hit him up, but he don't call me back no more. So he's moved on to bigger and better things in New York.
He was supposed to be on the podcast with you, so you know.
Well, I mean, you know, I did write him like 2 or 3 times, and all I got back was a heart emote. So, you know, just saying.
But we love you, Dill. We really do. All right.
Yeah.
We've covered the gamut. What's the thing that you look for in a Twitch streamer that you want to watch? Like, what kind of content do you like to watch?
Oh my God, do you want the honest answer?
Yeah, I do.
I don't like watching Twitch streams. I'm sorry, that's such a fucking terrible thing to say. I like watching my friends because I can communicate with them and bullshit with them, but I kind of I kind of feel like I prefer YouTube and TikTok if I'm going to consume content at this point. And I was telling A-Lig about this yesterday on the phone, that for the first like 6 months during the reign of North Trooper, I spent, and Wolf talked about this too earlier today, we spent every day, almost every hour, whether we were at work, at home, the weekends, in people's streams, because we thought that was what you were supposed to do. And I got so fucking burnt out spending 8+ hours a day, whether it was on the computer, my phone, a console, in people's streams, that I burnt myself out so bad, dude, that it's very rare that I do it anymore. I come and I support my friends, but for the most part, I like talking to my friends in private, off stream, or playing games with them off stream. I'm watching YouTube. I watch more of Northwolf's YouTube videos than I watch his actual streams. I've watched more of your content on TikTok and on YouTube than I have your streams. And it's not because I don't love you, and it's not because I don't care about these people. It's because, number one, I have a fucking 2-year-old running around all day. It's hard for me to sit and watch a stream like a TV show or something. But I've gotten to the point to where if there's a game that I'm going to watch, I would rather just play it myself. I would rather, the only time I watch like gaming videos of someone playing a game is if I'm stuck on a part in the game and I need YouTube to help me get out of it. I don't hate them, Dill. I do watch my friends. I don't go looking for new streamers. I enjoy my friends' streams. I don't go looking for new channels to watch at this point. I just don't. I watch a lot.
Danny, you don't
TikTok.
get a vote. You don't stream enough. If you streamed, then you can complain. You got to stream first, buddy.
I watch all of your guys' TikToks. I watch all of your guys' YouTube shit. I just don't watch the Twitch streams. And again, it's not against any of my friends or anybody on Twitch. I don't know. I'm losing my attention span, I guess, as I'm getting older. I like watching your TikToks because I think they're funny and I enjoy them. And I like watching your vlogs because you're very natural and good on camera. And I like hearing you talk about things. But the reason I like that is because that's the kind of content that I like. And that's the kind of stuff I watch from big creators on YouTube or TikTok. Is the same stuff you're making. That's why I like it. I don't even watch big creators on Twitch. You think I ever go into like Pokimane stream or fucking Asmongold stream? I don't even watch Asmongold on stream. I watch his YouTube videos. Like, like I'm weird like that. I don't watch his live stream like his VODs. I watch his YouTube videos where he has something important that he wants to talk about. You know, and that's in the caption. That's the kind of, at this point, dude, that's the kind of content I consume. But see, I'm also the type of person who, you know, if that offends or bothers somebody, I will have no hurt feelings if you don't want to watch my streams. But Rect has a tier 3 sub to Amaranth. Don't let him lie to you. Fuck, tier 3 sub. I'm on her OnlyFans, dude. If I'm going to pay money, I'm going to get some pussy out of it. Just saying. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. Don't let my wife see this. She would totally kill me. Not because I'm looking at pussy. That doesn't bother her. It's because I'm spending money to look at pussy.
The fact is, it's probably true, too.
Oh, it's 100%.
Why spend
true.
money when you can get it for free?
Yes, that's her 100% answer to me when she's like, why did you just subscribe to this? And I'm like, you know, because I have subscribed to OnlyFans pages before. It was a long time ago, but I was like, I just want to see him naked. I mean, that's the truth. And she goes, okay, I get that, but you know, there's porn and you could watch that for free. I go, I know, but it's different. She goes, how is it different? Naked bitches are naked bitches. I go, I know, but like some of these naked bitches, like I kind of like have like talked to before and I kind of know them. So it's like, it's kind of like taboo or something, some weird, like, and she's like, no, stop spending money on fucking pussy when it's all over the internet for free. Please stop. You're not allowed to. So yeah, no.
I can't fault that logic, honestly.
Long time ago, OnlyFans isn't that old. Well, in streamer years, it is old. Okay, streamer years are like dog
in
years.
pandemic time, it's been like 50 years.
I know.
But yes,
I'm on her.
Of course I want the honest answer. I mean, I knew what you were gonna say. That's why I put the question out there. It's because I already knew the answer. But because, you know, like, being honest, like, especially now doing YouTube stuff, don't have as much time to watch live streams as we did a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Prepaid Visa card. Just use PayPal, man. PayPal.
It's hard to fucking watch shit, dude, when you got a 2-year-old running around, and I'm fucking stay-at-home dad right now. So, you know what I mean? So, like I said, dude, if I can help a friend out and drop a lurk, because like what I'll do is I'll like start my computer up in the morning, and I'll go to like Discord, and I have that bot on the roster side that shows you who's currently streaming, and I'll drop a lurk for whoever's live in my Discord. And I'll say hello. I'm dropping a lurk, and that's it. Because I want them to have that view, because it helps them in the, I don't want to call it an algorithm, but like the list of viewers. It just does. The way Twitch has it worked out, the more viewers you have, the higher you're on the list. I do that for my friends, but I don't go looking for new fucking people. I really don't. I find them on YouTube. I look up shit on YouTube for the stuff I want to watch. But, you know, that's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't want people to think that makes me a dick or whatever. Like, I don't care about your content. Like, Rect, how could you ever expect us to watch your stuff if you're not willing to watch other people's stuff? Because I'm not on Twitch to be a viewer. I'm on Twitch to be a creator. I'm on YouTube to do both. You know, I like videos. And plus, here's another thing, because I was so burnt out. You know how everybody has like those social, everybody has a social meter, right? Everybody gets burnt out and needs just some alone time. I would get really stressed out, dude, and have anxiety going into Twitch stream after Twitch stream, having to be social with everybody. You know, saying hello, and then 10 people in the chat go, oh, Rect, how are you? What's going on? And then I have to talk to every single fucking person in there. It got overwhelming, and it's not that I don't want to talk to these people. I hate typing and texting. First of all, ask any of my friends. I'm the worst at it in the fucking world. I never reply to shit. I always miss shit. You guys know. When do I fucking read shit and I'm on time for shit? I'm bad at it in fucking real life too. But, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, having to interact with chat after chat after chat gets very, very like draining, and it's very, you know, it raises my anxiety. I prefer to talk on the phone or a VC call because we could just talk. I prefer watching YouTube content that isn't live.
Yeah, well, see,
Yeah, but you never
that's
shut
why
your
I
fucking
don't
mouth.
say things. Like, when I lurk in streams, I lurk. Unless something actually happens, I generally don't talk.
Yeah.
For the same reason.
Oh no, this wizard's late all the time.
Yeah,
All
it's
the
true.
fucking time. Even if it's by a couple minutes. Hey man, it's hard. It's hard, dude. You know, raising a kid.
Especially when you
Fucking-
go, I'll be right back, and 3 years later, you come back? Or
Yeah,
2
because
nights later?
See, what happens is
You get stoned?
Yeah, that's yeah. I go inside, I eat something, and then, you know, my wife has me doing something. He arrives precisely when he means to. Yeah. You want to know how big of a fucking nerd I am? And I'm really embarrassed and ashamed to say this live in front of all of my friends. You know how I told you about my I can't even say it. It's so fucking goofy.
Go for it. This is a safe space, friends. You can tell your stories.
Yeah, until Haley and Dill and all these fuckers start running their mouths. Okay, you know I told you, like, I hyperfixate on things. So I've been really hooked on Lord of the Rings again, obviously, because I've just rewatched the movies, all 6 of them, The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. And I watch a lot of YouTube, and I was trying to watch videos on how to do a Gandalf impression last night. And I couldn't do it.
That's what we need Up for.
Cool.
Up can be our Gandalf.
It would be so cool if I could do that. Like, I was watching this guy and I was trying it, and it just sounded so bad that I was just like, I need to turn these videos off. Yeah, I am a fucking nerd.
It's true.
I know.
So, you said about doing Final Fantasy and then Skyrim. What other games are you thinking about streaming in the next few months? Like, what kind of, like, how would I want to phrase this? If you think about a game,
yes,
what kind of game, what do you think of when you will go to stream? What makes a game worth streaming to you? What does a game have to have that you want to stream it? There we go. That's what I was trying to say.
Fantasy. That's the first one. Like, that's the first big thing for me because of how much I love the fantasy genre. You know, there's the Dragon Age series, there's the Reckoning series, there's Dragon's Dogma. I actually just bought the 3 original Lord of the Rings games for the PS2 that will be here Friday. I bought them like a week or so ago. I got a really good deal on them. They were stupidly cheap, obviously, because they were movie games. But, you know, I'm going to do obviously the Middle-earth series, Shadows of War, which is going to take time to get through if I'm doing like episodic YouTube videos, and then Shadows of War, which I have not played. I've only played like the very beginning of it, which will be a really nice thing to be able to do, is to progress through the whole story. So that's 2 games. The 3 Lord of the Rings games that I ordered. I also have a bunch of Gauntlet games that I purchased a while back. You know, modded Skyrim is going to take a while as well because there's so much content and hours there, you know, 2-3 hour streams. I mean, think about it. Vanilla Skyrim has hundreds of hours worth of content. I now added 2,000 mods on top of that. So now you're talking 3-hour streams on just Saturdays. I could do that for a long ass fucking time, dude, and experience new shit. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, I know I was interested in maybe Tiny Tina's Wonderland because it's fantasy based. I was thinking about a couple other things, but there hasn't been, and I was telling A-Lig this last night, there hasn't really been a brand new fantasy game that has just wowed me. And I don't really consider Elden Ring what I'm looking for. I liked Elden Ring a lot. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. But you know, I feel like Elden Ring is kind of lacking in story. There's not a whole lot of talking or communication amongst NPCs or, you know, that RPG element that I like. It's really just kill shit or get killed with occasional cutscenes, you know? So there hasn't really been anything. I know Fable 4 is on its way. Dragon Age 4 is on its way. Supposedly Dragon's Dogma 2, Elder Scrolls 6, whenever the fuck that happens. You know, Diablo 4. Like, these are the types of games that I'm looking forward to. Right now, I'm just kind of playing games that will get me to that next level, to those games that are coming out eventually.
Okay. So what about collaboration games?
Collaboration games.
What kind of games would you like to play with friends and whatnot on streams or even off streams? Like, not everything has to be on stream, obviously.
Well, I mean, you know, if I was going to stream it, I would love for people to jump on Final Fantasy 14 with me. I'm streaming it right now. I mean, we started the guild on there. I would love for people to jump on and just play with me. Now I'm at a point where I can start doing raids. And the dungeons and stuff. I would love for all you guys to like jump in there during a stream and play a few with me. You know, I love actually getting that content and chopping it up for YouTube and TikTok when we defeat a raid boss or a dungeon boss or something. Like, I would love for that. That's kind of where I'm at as far as co-op. Off stream, I've just, you know, I'll play Dead by Daylight and Phasmo and that kind of shit with my friends off stream. But like on stream right now, I think really it's Final Fantasy for now. I don't really know too many other co-op games that are piquing my interest. I mean, Dying Light, but that's more of an off-stream kind of game for me, which I would love to play because I spent, you know, $80 or $70 on the collector's edition or whatever, or the digital collector's edition. So I would like to get some use out of it. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
We mentioned this before, but the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, I think that would be a good one.
Is that the new that new release that's coming out with all the different Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games on it?
Actually, it's a separate one. Shredder's Revenge or something like that. It's very much like Turtles in Time, and it's gonna have, as far as I know, it's gonna have the 4-player co-op, and I think it's gonna have couch co-op too. But yeah, there's the older games are getting re-released, but there's also a new one that's coming out. And while I will never play Dead by Daylight, I thought about it. I thought about putting it on the charity map, but honestly, I will probably never play Dead by Daylight. There's nothing about it that appeals to me. I would sooner play Phasmo. Hell, I would sooner play Skyrim than play Dead by Daylight. But I'm actually curious about the Ghostbusters game.
Yeah, it's kind of like what is it? Kind of like
it's kind of like Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, but for Ghostbusters.
It's Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
I'm a little curious about that one. And we need to get you and Dill playing Zomboid. And Danny needs to come back to it at some point. But we can talk about that after. We are at 2 hours and almost 45 minutes. So I'll probably let you free, because I know you've got places to be.
Yep. I'm going to go get my wife set up for her stream while she gets all dolled up and stuff. But thanks, dude. I mean, I appreciate you having me on. It was anytime, man. I like doing this. So it was a good time. It was literally like what we do every night anyway. When we're up for 3 or 4 hours talking every night, we literally are just doing it in front of people.
Well, so your next stream is on
Tomorrow.
7
Pacific time. So 10 o'clock Eastern, 11 o'clock Nova Scotian time, whatever the fuck that's called. Atlantic
time.
Yeah, so
well, thank you, Dill. At some point, we need to get you on here, Dill. And
I want to hear you guys talk one-on-one for sure.
The next guest I know that's confirmed at the moment will be up for the challenge, but I don't have a date for that yet.
11 o'clock Wild Goose Moose time. But yeah,
There you
dude.
go.
So Angel, yeah, to answer your question, I was actually just telling Ange that I'll jump in and we could chit chat, you know, when he's done doing his thing. But again, thank you, dude. I appreciate everything. Thank you guys in chat. I you know, love you all except for Dill. Fuck him. And
all right, do you have a raid target that you can give me?
A raid target. Oh, that's okay. Let's see. Let's see who's even live on my list. You know what? Let's do Hermit.
All right.
I'm
always down to raid Hermit.
Let's do Hermit.
He's doing his Sora cosplay, playing Kingdom Hearts 2, and I know a lot of you kids love them Kingdom Hearts.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to hop off, but I will talk to you in a little bit, Ange. I'll hit you up.
Absolutely. I'll be around for a while.
All right. Later, you guys. Have a great night, and thanks for having me, and I will see you all very, very soon.
We will slide over here. Do this. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum-bum. Reproc the camera. There we go. All right. Let's go show some love to the Reluctant Hermit. I will be on tomorrow playing something I don't know what. My plans got completely derailed because of an embargo change. So it might be Lego Star Wars again tomorrow. Otherwise, thank you everybody for hanging out. I appreciate you all. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Let's go raise some noise for the Reluctant Hermit. Bye!